And we gotta restart it because we had 4 seconds of dead air.
That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me fuck all that shit, just let me go. Owers and tastemakers make us no chaser, gets the blood flowing like a fucking pacemaker. Cut the middleman and inhale the vapors, madman. Old 10 Don Drapers, cut the jukebox on, make the woofers blow. We gon' sit here until all them heifers go. Holler at the tens and spend a little dough. Not all them know they can buy their own drinks. That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me fuck all that shit, just let me go.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Wrestling Rundown episode number 175, and we have a very exciting episode, all positive stuff.
Yay!
Unless if you're a negative person and you hate everything, then you're not gonna like it.
Yeah. But I'm the host, Owen the Birdman Finch, and I'm here with the first ever Wrestling Rundown Predictions Heavyweight Champion.
I'm introduced. Okay, well, I guess I do at the show now, don't I? But yeah, hi. Me. It's James. You know me by now. If you don't, what are you, retarded?
Yeah.
Probably.
And then we have the guy that's calling himself Vagabundo.
Chris.
Because he is El Vagabundo. Give this man some goddamn respect.
Sorry, I couldn't think of a way to cue Chris fast enough. So I had to.
Chris, by the way, people, in case if you didn't know this by now, you've seen my beautiful mug for like 1,000 years now.
Yeah.
If you don't know this by now, then just
That's a lot of goddamn years. That's a lot of goddamn years.
We're an alien. Well, I've come to learn that you have to cue your guests because there's an episode of the Rundown where I sucked at it. So
your guests. You want to know the funniest thing is it took Noah Foster to come in and tell you to cue your fucking guests for you to understand, because you were doing it. You did it like I think like 100 other times during the show's existence. Well, that's the fucking hilarious part of it.
Well, now I have to do it that way because we're not all in the same room this time, so I can't point to anybody.
I can
just
point.
Not even saying anything, just point.
Yeah.
Point up in the air and then wave your finger around like Macho Man.
Let's get to some fun times because we have like I said, every wrestling show except maybe one is positive, but the one that's even has that little bit of negativity is still like a good show.
Yeah, there wasn't one bad show, was there?
No.
Really? There was like one little blemish.
Yeah. So let's talk about first. We want to talk about. I know we typically go chronologically in order, but we want to talk about AEW first. Since me and Chris were there. I have no notes because I was there, and I just
Me too.
We celebrate another awesome episode of AEW with a little bit of the bubbly.
First, though.
We have that T-shirt, by the way, James. I bought it.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I wanted to get it so bad. That design's sick. I love it.
I think I have it in my drawer somewhere.
Dude, that's honest to God. Did you know their site crashed when they released that shirt? We'll get to it.
Yeah.
Friggin'
it crashes a lot.
But first,
there's a lot of activity in it.
Yeah. Well, that's why it's a good thing.
But first,
like other company doesn't have a lot of activity on their sites.
I know.
It doesn't crash like they expect it to.
I know.
First, though, let's get to the first ever episode of AEW Dark.
This was talk about an innovative concept. So when they said that wins and losses were going to matter,
yep,
boy, were they not fucking around, because every dark match matters now.
Yep.
Like,
Makes it feel special.
Yeah, like they televise the dark matches.
This
And,
is basically what main event should be.
Yes. 100 times yes.
All right, though. Let's go through the matches. First one was Darby Allin versus Shima. This match I thought was very good.
Yes.
You
Really
had Darby
enjoyed it,
Allin
actually.
target the leg of Shima. He did a cannonball while Shima was in the tree of woe position, right to his leg. Shima did a meteora right to the back of the head. But eventually, me and Chris have talked about where Darby Allin's thing is going to be that he's going to continuously go for the coffin drop and miss it and never hit it. But then he hit it in this match, and he won. Made sense for Darby Allin to win. I mean, you could have had Shima win too, but with what happened on this episode, it made sense, which we'll get into. But yeah, good stuff. I thought the match was very good. I gave it 3 3/4. I don't remember a lot of it because I had watched so much wrestling and stuff that day. But it was still very good. Like, definitely go out of your way.
Yeah. Go out of your way to watch this episode.
Fantastic.
And this match in particular, the one thing I loved about it was, I mean, just Darby Allin proving a fucking point, man.
Yeah.
Like, this guy, quite honestly, might be the best seller in the business right now. I don't think anybody can top him. Because every sell that he does, because he bumps way better than Ziggler ever fucking could. By the way, fuck Dolph Ziggler. I'm
Gotta
kidding,
get that
Chris.
in there.
I had to get that in there. Honestly, I don't even hate Ziggler. It's just fun to say now.
Yeah.
But no, honest to God, he's so good. Like, every time he bumps, you crease every time. It's so hard to watch, and that's what I like about Darby. Like, not to mention like how graceful he is, and also how he looks like a Street Fighter. Honest to God,
Yeah.
he looks like straight out of something straight out of Street Fighter.
I love
Got a
his
very
gimmick, too.
unique look, got a very unique moveset, and the fact that they protected his coffin drop the way that they have,
Yep.
I think it's really good booking on AEW's part. Hats off to Darby Allin. He's really made a name for himself in the last 6 months or so since AEW's been around.
100%.
Ever since Fyter Fest, really, he's been
Yeah.
shining every single time he's on that. You've done something right when you make Jim Cornette conflicted on what he thinks of you. Because he wants to like him. Like, that's how good he is. Even though, like, in reality, he's... I don't know if he's smart or stupidly genius. Like, I don't know which is which. But either way, hats off to you, sir.
Then we had a women's tag match. It was Britt Baker and Allie versus Brie Priestley, and I forget who she teamed up with, honestly, and I didn't take any notes.
Brie Priestley...
And
Emi Sakura, I think.
I thought that was. Yeah, that was this week.
Penelope Ford. Penelope Ford.
Yes, you're
Penelope,
correct.
thank
Penelope
you.
Ford. I want to see that as a team in the future, and Penelope Ford actually impressed me in this match.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
I liked
Making
it.
the women's division matter right away.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
And Britt Baker won with the Winds of Saturn, but then she did a mandible claw to Penelope Ford, and she tapped out.
I like that finish. Like, a lot of people think like, oh, this whole dentist gimmick is not gonna work, and I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
The gimmick behind this is when she's a dentist turned into pro wrestler, who is going to, instead of fixing teeth, she's gonna knock your fucking teeth down your goddamn throat.
And
Exactly.
it's a real life thing. It's not a gimmick. She's really
Exactly. It's not Isaac Yankem. Like,
yeah. She's a real life.
You know what she should call that fucking finisher? The Yankem.
DPS.
The Yankem. Because what she like,
Root canal.
it's one, it's a rib. It's a rib, and two, she's literally yanking on your teeth as she has you in the Rings of Saturn.
Yeah. Then we had actually this was the first match. It wasn't the Darby Allin match. It was Lucha Bros and I forget the tag team name, but Angelico and Jack Evans versus.
The Hybrid 2.
I hate that friggin' name so much.
I think I don't know who the fuck keeps calling. I don't know why Justin Roberts keep calling them Hybrid 2.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Hybrid Squared.
Yeah.
Why are they hybrid?
I don't know.
Flyers.
Yeah. But then,
because I guess one's taller than the other. I don't know, Chris. I said the same thing.
They're high flyers. They fly around the ring. They're not.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's
styles.
why they're the hybrid.
Yeah.
But
they faced
They're a brid.
They
faced the Best Friends and Private Party. This match was very good back and forth match here. That was great. Actually.
And I like that they team up the babyface and heel team, so that way it's like even though you're teaming up with a heel team, the wins don't matter. You got to get the win.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though you can't coexist with the team.
It gets a win
like
for both teams.
I kind of like
something. It's something different.
I kind of like. I even was asking Chris. I thought the Lucha Bros were, baby faces because they were on the heel.
Yeah,
team.
no, they 100% are. It's the fact they did the same thing at Fight for the Fallen. The whole idea about it is, even though people typically don't get along in these makeshift trios, that's why they're a makeshift trio.
Yeah,
it's just a random tag match thrown together, whether it's a 6-man or an 8-man or a 12-man, whatever it is, and the win matters.
Yeah,
and
that's what I love.
I was actually surprised, but Lucha Bros and Hybrid 2 ended up getting the win when the Lucha Bros did the that butterfly pile driver double stomp combination on
the Zero Fear.
Yeah, I think it was on
pile driver foot stomp combination, which is a stick finisher, by the way.
Yes, it is, especially when you do it on a ladder.
I believe they hit it on Beretta, but I don't exactly remember.
Yeah, it was Beretta.
But great stuff here. I give it 4 1/4.
I agree. Great match. All 4 really good teams.
Yes.
They did do a good job of making you hate Jack Evans and Angelico.
Yep.
They make you do a great job of loving the other 3 tag teams.
Yes.
Angelico is like kind of like in the. Yeah, and Angelico is kind of like a background character, but like you could tell Jack Evans is the fucking mouthpiece of the team.
Oh yeah.
Like he's such a good heater. Honest to God, he might be an underrated heater. Honestly, he might be. I think he's better than Sami Zayn.
Probably, yeah.
The one thing I think about Angelico, what is he? 50? He needs a tuck in his shirt.
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
Then, but yeah, that match was great. And then we had the main event, which was the Lucha, not the Lucha Express. I did that.
The Jurassic Express.
Yeah, the Jurassic Express experience.
No, Express.
Oh, it's Express.
Jurassic Express.
Okay.
The Lucha Brothers Express.
Yeah, the Jurassic Express versus SCU. Yeah, that happened.
You said Jurassic Express. No, it's Jurassic Express.
Jurassic Express.
That's what they are. They're sticking with it.
Jurassic.
Yeah. Whatever.
They're the Lucha Brothers Express. It's actually just Pentagon Jr. in Phoenix.
But I'm happy.
The entrance of the Jurassic Express.
I'm still happy I got to see the dinosaur though. That's all I cared about. So, this match was still really good. It wasn't anywhere near the All Out match, but this was still really good. SCU won with the best Meltzer ever on Jungle Boy. I was mad that Luchasaurus had to lose, but that's more just me being the fan that it made sense for SCU to win. But just want to see Luchasaurus win one match, just one match.
Hey, you might get your wish coming up tonight.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I thought it was a really good match, and I like SCU, and I like the dinosaur. I like I like Marco Stunt, and I like Jungle Boy. So there you go. 3.5 stars actually. Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Good match.
Great episode of AEW Dark.
Yeah. So how do you want to do this? Do you want to include it with the grade of the AEW like show itself, since it's technically the same show, or do you want to just make it its own thing?
No, it's got to be its own thing. That like it's great because it is its own thing. It's not just some freak show.
This week it's not going to be its own thing, just because me and Chris saw it all at once. So we're just going to grade it all as one thing.
Yeah, that's
order
fine.
of like the show of how the match went.
Yeah, and it's really cool stuff. I like I said, AEW Dark. It's it's basically a new concept where it's basically main event on drugs pretty much. So there you go.
They took some ecstasy and they took some heroin and then they're off to the races.
A speedball.
Hey,
cocaine and heroin is all they needed.
Better than main event. So.
Yeah, they had a little too much of the Jimmy Ganja, and they're like, who cares, man?
See, AEW Dark is supposed to be like main event, but it's better than main event because main event is fucking trash.
Yep.
Yes, it's always been trash.
Never been good ever.
Then we had the show me and Chris went to. We're just gonna talk about our experience. Me and Chris were supposed to take the tea in, but that didn't happen because we got saved by Steve Coakley, who couldn't even be bothered to show up on this podcast. So there you go.
My Skype is broken, whatever that means.
How do you break it? How do you break your Skype? What do you do to it?
I don't think Steve is technologically savvy.
You would think he
at
would.
all.
It's broken.
You would think he would be because I don't know. I just feel like I just get the vibe that he would be, but I guess he isn't. So
because he wears glasses, is that why?
Yeah.
God damn it! We can say the same thing about you.
Well, I actually am though. That's the thing.
So you fit the stereotype, but you're like, nah, fuck that guy. He doesn't fit it. He's not one of us.
He's not one of the glasses crew.
Anyhow, so
he's a poser.
We ended up driving in.
A poser.
We parked right next to the parking lot at Aganis Arena, and we went to a chicken restaurant. And I swear that's probably the most, other than WrestleMania, that I've been in a room with wrestling fans. Wrestling fans literally all over the place.
Oh, they were everywhere.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, it was that massive, huh?
It was right next to Aganis, so you got
called,
and these guys had to be local too, right?
Oh, definitely.
Guess
what
the name? Actually, James, guess what the name of this restaurant was without looking it up.
It wasn't Nando's because that's in UK. Popeyes.
No, it was called Kane's Chicken Restaurant or something like that.
It was Kane's Chicken.
Huh?
Kane or Kaine?
I think it was Kaine.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. And then
no, it was Cain right after Velasquez.
Then we all we went to the bar and literally a ton of AEW chants in that bar. We got AEW, we got something, we got woos, we got I think there was was there an Omega chant or no, the Elite? There was an Elite chant.
The Elite chant that fucking died as soon as it started.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
And then we went to the arena. We got our T-shirts and I got All Elite Wrestling, the actual logo and everything, the typical AEW T-shirt. I got a John Moxley T-shirt, and I got the Chris Jericho, a little bit of the bubbly T-shirt because you couldn't.
I got a little bit of the bubbly also. It's an awesome shirt.
Yep. Then we sat at our seats, and obviously James, if you go on my Facebook and Chris's Facebook, we were pretty much, we could see them actually come out, but we couldn't see, we didn't get as good of a view as the actual entrance. We were right by next to the ramp pretty much, but we weren't right there. We were kind of a few feet away. So
yeah, that's fine. At least you get to see the.
Did you see the picture, James, that I posted?
Yes, I have.
That it's an incredible view still.
Yeah.
It's smart of them to go to a 7,200 seat arena.
And James, there's not a bad seat in that arena either. Like none.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, it looks way better than TD Garden, to be honest.
Yeah. And
sold that out. It definitely like on the camera side, it looks packed to the gills, but on the hard cam side, it was pretty empty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here's the thing, and I pointed this out. So, I pointed this out in a future video that will be released. I won't say what it is. There's a reason why we're not talking about the crap this week. But I said I will bring this up where like WWE a lot of the times like they were worried about killing the town because of their dumb shit, right? So, and that's the thing. They have been killing towns for years and years. Everybody's like, oh, killing the towns doesn't matter. Really? Then why isn't, wrestling shows sold out then, when you have these big ass arenas? So, I don't think AEW's lost on that fact because like when people think of wrestling, they think of just WWE, even if it is AEW right now. If they're not in tune like we are to what's going on, they're just going to be like, fuck that wrestling. Last time I went to wrestling garbage, I hated this because, and it was most likely Raw or SmackDown that was awful. So, it's like they are killing the towns, and AEW is pretty much trying to build it back up. And slowly but surely, it seems to be working because
it was great. They're doing a great job of it.
We will say
the hard cam side very much, but like still though. I don't care about the hard cam side, but like on the television side, it was packed to the gills.
Good.
I feel like too. You Bobby, I don't know if you were allowed to go in that arena because they had like blockades like by that place that
a couple of sections by our side were blocked by the entrance ramp, but they just blocked off entirely.
Yeah.
But then then Justin Roberts came out. And this is when we found out there was going to be 3 dog matches. Because me and Chris were, like, curious. Because the show started at 7:30. So we were questioning, like, how are they going to get 3 dog matches? As many as we saw at AEW Dog. But they just do one. They tape 1 before the show and 2 after the show.
1 before, 2 after.
That's
which,
what I assume the one that was so... Oh, there's Owen. The one that you guys saw then would have been the Sunny Kiss match with Peter Avalon and Kip Sabian.
Yep, that was the first match.
Yep.
And the tag team match.
Yep.
Was after the main event. After TNT went off the air, was the 8-man tag, and then the main event obviously was the unsanctioned.
Yeah, that's the last match we saw. The
last match of the entire show.
And then we had for both the dog match that we reviewed the first time and the whole everything, we had J.O. I almost said Ken because I'm so used to saying it when J.O.'s on commentary. But J.O., Excalibur, and Tony Schiavone.
Which, honest to God, is like maybe the second best commentary team in pro wrestling right now.
It's true.
Like, chemistry those 3 have is unbelievable.
We didn't hear it, obviously.
Also between Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross.
Yeah, but Excalibur, dude, like, it's like all 3 of them are like always talking or something. It's like the 3 of them became the best of friends on a whim, and you wouldn't have known the difference.
Yeah.
Well, Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross have known each other for fucking decades. So.
Yeah.
J.O. and got a huge. I mean, I can't really say and Schiavone, but they both got a huge pop because they both. But I don't know if it's because it's tough to say who got a bigger pop because they both came out at the same time. Like
they came out together.
Yeah.
Excalibur came out first, and then Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross. But all 3 got huge pops.
Yeah.
Of course they did, because they're great.
Yeah.
And we had the first.
It's just like seeing Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross back together again on the commentary booth was awesome, and it gave me chills.
Yep. Then we had the first match we saw live. It was Kip Sabian versus Sonny Kiss versus Peter Avalon with Leva Bates ringside. And before the match started, Peter Avalon came out and cut a promo, and he basically, went to town. He talked about how the Boston Celtics or the Boston Bruins, one of them didn't make the finals.
The Bruins lost in game 7.
I believe it was the Bruins. He's
Yeah.
great as a heel. Like he's great at just getting the heat needed. Like he ain't no MJF, don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
he was actually really good here because I'm like, I thought I really am not gonna like this whole librarian gimmick, and like Peter Avalon is fucking running with it. Like he's actually really good as this gimmick.
It's really cool too because like it being the elite, the whole story is he doesn't want to do the gimmick. So it's like
the funny thing is, even they say that, but he was doing it for like years.
Yeah.
He was doing it for years.
And he makes fun of us for we have like the best colleges and stuff, but we would rather watch like Tom Brady on like a magazine or like play football or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, we would.
And,
we love Tom Brady.
Yeah, this was
yelling at him. I was mad.
Yeah, this match I thought was this match was good stuff. Kip Sabian won with the Burning Hammer on
Well, it was the Deathly Hollows, which was basically just a reverse Falcon Arrow. It was basically Burning Hammer Falcon Arrow.
Well, I couldn't hear the commentary, so I could just I had to go with I had to just guess the name of the move.
That's why you got me.
Yep.
Yeah. It looked like at one point that Kip Sabian actually got hurt though.
Yeah, he did. He bent either his I think it was either his middle finger or his index finger on the tope.
Yeah.
That he did to Peter
He was
Avalon.
down for a little bit, and I was watching him, and he was like, he had his hand like into his chest.
Yeah, no, he
happened to him?
got hurt. That's why he rushed back as fast as he did.
Either dislocated his finger, or he broke it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he broke it.
And
Or no, I think he dislocated it. Is what happened because I think
this match I thought was pretty good stuff. I give it 3 1/4. Pretty good stuff.
Yeah, it was good.
I agree. It was awesome. It was better seeing it live.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sonny Kiss is a fucking character, huh?
Oh my God, Sonny Kiss was super over.
Yep.
Oh yeah, he was huge. He did great in the little time he was able to get to shine. Which yeah, I mean, I remember like I feel like I'm not gonna like the gimmick, but like then like he had that match with Peter Avalon, then he had this match here with Sabian and Peter Avalon again. Another guy who won me over pretty much.
Yeah. He can get heat. Peter Avalon. He came out and just like as soon as this music hit, it was just thunderous boos.
Well, he doesn't have music is the thing.
He doesn't have music. It's just
his voice, I should say. As soon as you heard his voice.
But then then we had the show. We got awesome pyro, which it's the first time I think since SmackDown 2017 I actually got to see pyro live again.
Yep. It's
and
the shit out of me almost every time.
And then it kicked off right with a match. We had Private Party versus.
Well, you had the promo package, didn't you?
I don't know if we saw it. I think we saw it, but I
wasn't paying attention at that point.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. So
it was a good promo package, but you know.
I mean, it doesn't come off obviously as well live because we're there live. So it's more like a on TV thing. We should say one criticism of the show. It doesn't hurt the show, but when we were at the show, the Titantron wasn't the thing they were using to show the matches. It was like there was like a screen like right to the right of me and Chris. But if you were like all the way to the other side of the arena
every time,
yeah, you couldn't see it. And they would it's like they were having some production issue, but we have to call it out because they won't improve it if we don't call it out. So, and there was some like audio issues, like when which we'll get into later. But Jimmy Havoc like cut a promo on the show, but we couldn't hear it. It was we actually weren't sure if it was like his Titantron or
no. He was cutting a promo for sure.
Yeah, but we didn't hear it. Me and Chris didn't even notice he was until we saw him move him.
Yeah,
talk.
they shouldn't have aired that aired that part to you guys. Then that must have been
Yeah,
really
yeah.
weird. I didn't
It
know
was
that
weird
you
because
guys
it was
saw him.
Ron.
He was just
then we
mute
couldn't-
the whole time.
He was
And
just
then we
like
couldn't hear.
you couldn't
we
hear him,
couldn't-
so it's like his mouth was moving.
Yeah, it was kind of
And
funny.
he was punching himself in the face.
Yeah.
Oh my
Those-
god! I can only
Oh,
imagine what I would have been
What
like.
the hell is he doing?
Yeah.
No, so he was cutting a promo about how, like, insane he was and how he's willing to do anything to get the shot against Jericho and whatnot. So, like, that's why he was punching himself in the face, basically to hype himself up. But I could only imagine seeing that live.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
fucking
He's
hilarious.
punching
He's
himself in the face like a fucking melon.
Yep.
for
So
no
then,
reason because we couldn't hear him.
But then we actually had our first proper match of the show. It was Private Party versus the Young Bucks in the first round of the AEW World Tag Team Championship tournament to crown the
it's
first champion.
fucking hell.
Awesome stuff. The Young Bucks threw like their necklace that they were wearing, and it landed like right in our row, and two guys caught it at the same time, so they did rock, paper, scissors for it. That was awesome to see.
It was Private Party.
Oh, Private Party, my bad. And the Young Bucks cast that they did was like,
Private Party have necklaces. The Young Bucks have tassels.
yeah,
Oh
the
my
Young
god,
Bucks.
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, they took them like, I think it was on like the ramp and on like the side of the ring and stuff from what for like
For half the show.
yeah, half the show.
It was like ridiculous. It took
Of
him
course.
until the third match to get it fully off the ramp.
Yep.
Yeah, what can you do?
This match though was awesome live. Now obviously I'm gonna say then the typical quote that you say. Not a lot of people can say that they saw a Young Bucks match, but I can't say that because they fought in the Tokyo Dome and a lot of people can fit in there, so that kind of sucks. But so there you go.
Christ.
But you know, I got to see a Young Bucks match, which is like something that like a lot of people like in Massachusetts can't say. So I can say that.
That's my first one live. My
Yep.
god.
I saw
entrance-
my first one live was at Ring of Honor Best in the World, so I'm the odd one out.
But
Just
still,
seeing
this
it live was a fucking different experience.
yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Over they are.
Immediately,
It's usually a super kick party. It fucking oh god, it's insane.
Yeah,
Uh,
like it's deafening, right?
Yeah.
one of the Young Bucks. It was tough to tell because we weren't close enough to see which one was which. Hit a power
Well, which
bomb.
one's balding?
Matt. I
We
could
couldn't-
tell them apart even from how far we were sitting. Matt
Yeah.
Jackson hit the power bomb on the ramp.
Yep. I believe on the Mark Quinn, which was cool.
I still can't tell which one from which in Private Party.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Isaiah Cassidy is the one with the shades.
Yep. I
Okay,
think
so the one with the blonde hair is Mark Quinn then.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I couldn't tell them apart because the entire time I'm like, that must be Mark Quinn. That has to be Isaiah Cassidy.
Yeah.
I didn't know which one was which.
We got to be there live for a Mark Quinn screech too. That was awesome.
We could hear it too. We heard it.
Yeah.
It was so fucking loud.
I don't understand why he screeches.
It was
The Young
funny
Bucks
as all
will
hell.
get the heat for a long time on Isaiah Cassidy, and then eventually it builds to the hot tag, and at first they go for it, but then one of the Young Bucks pulls down Mark Quinn face first into the steps, and then eventually Mark Quinn gets the hot tag, and I believe too Mark Quinn hits like 3 flip dives outside the ring in a row. That was pretty damn awesome.
Yeah, that was sick.
And they hit the Super Hurricane into the Ace Crusher, but it just barely gets broken up. The Young Bucks do, double sharpshooter, but they don't quite break up the pinfall, or they don't quite get the submission. And then eventually, Private Party wins when Mark Quinn hits a out of nowhere roll up onto Matt Jackson for the win. And hell of a surprise win. And I loved it.
Yeah.
Crowd was split in our section. Some people wanted Private Party to win. I was
Me,
one of
not
the
me.
people. And some people wanted Young Bucks to win.
Me.
People. And yeah, Private Party wins, and it makes sense because you want to have that surprise upset in the
Yep.
team. And there's really no need for the Young Bucks to win it. Like I said, They're at a bigger storyline right now, and I feel like it actually is a nice surprise win. You got to have those surprise wins in the tournament, so I like it a lot. So yeah, this was great stuff. The match is like just being there live. It was like a 4 3/4 star match. Like it was just awesome.
It was 4 3/4 on TV too. It was great.
It's an insane match.
I don't want to give it 5 because that's like getting too biased. So
and a little fun fact about the Bucks is they don't want to win ever. So
yeah.
Well, so I guess the one thing that
Tony Khan wants them to, but they don't want to win ever. So
yeah, well, that's because see the thing is, we actually have guys that are smart running the company because Tony Khan is obviously a fucking mark for these guys.
Yeah,
I don't know if anybody noticed that, but he's a fucking mark.
Oh yeah, big time.
But the thing about it is too, I think what makes this not be a 5-star, it's a little nitpick. Honest to God, thought they should have ended it with the gin and juice into the shooting star. That should have been the finish. That's my only complaint. Otherwise, this is great.
Yep. Then we had
I like finishers. That's a common in a Young Bucks match, but other than that, yeah.
Then we had Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, Tito Ortiz, Tito
Ortiz. Who's
Santana,
next? Alberto El Patron with the WWE spinner belt.
Santana and Ortiz. And
David Ortiz, is he coming out with a fucking Louisville slugger? Let's go, batter up.
And Sammy Guevara all come out to cut a promo. Mainly just Jericho. I think he's the only one that talks.
Jericho, dude. This crowd, it came across on TV. I don't know what it was like there live, but he was fucking over.
Yeah,
that whole group was over.
When he started talking about Dusty Rhodes, I was like, every time he said he hated Dusty Rhodes, I was like, Cody, you've been cued. Come on, where are you? He's talking about your dad.
And
never came out, and it was depressing.
Yeah, and then he varies the elite pretty much. He puts over everyone in the group. He talks about how Sammy Guevara is like one of the best wrestlers from AAA and in the world.
And he also calls him a sexy Spanish god.
Yep. Well, because Jericho's a sexy beast, so I mean, why not?
Yeah,
dude, this guy just elevated Sammy Guevara by putting a personality to him.
He elevated both of Santana and Ortiz.
And Jake Hager, dude.
Yep.
Big heater. Awesome.
Let's talk about this. So when he's talking about Jake Hager, everybody in our section, everybody was chanting "We the People."
Well, before you get to that, when he mentions Santana and Ortiz, he actually goes up and points at Eddie when he says "Viva la Raza," and I heard the whole crowd chant Eddie, which was an awesome tribute to Eddie's birthday.
It is, yeah. Yep. No Luchasaurus tonight. He's got a hamstring injury.
Oh no! No!
Marco Stunt and Jungle Boy.
No!
Damn it! But
sad.
anyhow, then we were all chanting "We the People" at Jake Hager, and then Chris Jericho says, "Stop chanting that." Pretty much, that was a
no. He says, "All right, here we go. All right, everybody, quiet. Stop chanting that. It was a bad idea from bad creative, and all that's gone." I'm like, you fucking cheeky fucker.
Yep.
You could pick a better time to just smash that dagger into the fucking throat that they already opened up with a gun. That was awesome. I don't even give a shit. That was so awesome to see on TV. I marked out.
Yeah, then Chris Jericho makes fun of the Rhodes family and says he hates the Rhodes family, which Chris kind of already went into. But this promo was awesome live.
Dude,
it was
fucking incredible. This made a bit, honest to God, this may be the best promo Jericho's ever done, and that covers a lot of fucking ground.
Yeah,
he's done. I don't know if I'd say that, but it's one of my favorites.
I think it's one of his best. You know why? Because it was unscripted, unfiltered, no bullshit. It was real. It was off the cuff. It wasn't something dumb, and he was putting people over like nobody I've ever seen before him.
And then he coins the name of the faction called the Inner Circle.
And dude, this one,
I hate that name.
You want to know the funniest thing though? When he said that name, it didn't even matter. It could have been any fucking name, and the site still would have crashed because he got it that over. Even the Inner Circle name, he got it over with most fans. I'm still iffy on the name, but I mean, shit, it's fucking like Jericho fucking did great. 100%. Like fucking well done.
We needed a little bit of a cool down because after that first match and then the Jericho stuff, and then we had Darby Allin versus Jimmy Havoc, where the winner faces Chris Jericho, which is going to happen this week in a couple hours, not even.
I mean, it wasn't really a cool down match. I mean, it probably was for a good majority, but like towards the end, I mean, we went right back to 180 miles an hour.
Jimmy Havoc had a finger fetish because he was trying to eat Darby Allin's fingers throughout much of this match, and he was
fucking freak.
I love him. He's fucking.
He was bending him. He put him into the steps and stomped on him. He destroyed his hand. Like Darby Allin's depriving Jimmy Havoc of basic human rights by not giving him food. Like, what are you doing, man? Like, come on. Like, but
he gave Pete Dunne and Marty Scurll a run for their money, dude.
Yeah, I think the only one that hasn't beat is Pete Dunne. And
well,
then,
well, does he? Because I don't think Pete Dunne eats fucking fingers.
He would if he had the chance.
What do you mean?
I said,
how's he supposed to do that? He's got a goddamn mouth guard.
He's just gonna take his mouth guard off. That's all.
Okay.
Then in the match, Jimmy Havoc hits a Falcon Arrow off the apron onto the floor, which was awesome.
And by the way, nobody kicks out of the Falcon Arrow. Oh, he kicked out of the Falcon Arrow.
We must not have heard that. So
no, he didn't say it on commentary. I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah. Then there's gonna be a new rule now. Don't ever try to do like a power slam in a Darby Allin match because it would just counter into a stunner. That's gonna be one of the main rules in AEW. So don't do that. But then Darby Allin hits the coffin drop, becomes the #1 contender, and it just makes all the sense in the world because Darby Allin's the baby face, and I know like that doesn't matter in AEW, but with Jericho as like the heel that he is, you needed to have Darby Allin be the one to face him.
Well, and not to mention Darby Allin also is the one who had a draw with Cody.
Yeah,
so.
and he's making like a huge name for himself. So
he's been
awesome. Yeah, awesome stuff. I gave it 4. Being there live.
Yeah, it was an awesome match. This was a 4-star match. Great TV match.
Yeah, I agree. Phenomenal.
Then we had I forgot to mention SCU were watching the opening tag match in the stands, which was cool.
Yeah. There was a lot of teams watching.
It makes sense. It's a tournament. You want to scout your opponents. So
even the Hybrid 2, who weren't in the tournament were there. So
what's that?
Hybrid 2 were also in the crowd, I think.
I don't recall them being there, but
no, they were there. They just showed up for a minute. They were in their wrestling gear, and it was fucking neon. It was hard to miss them on TV.
They blend in.
Then we had a women's tag match. It was Riho and Bea Priestley versus
no, it was Riho and Riho and Britt Baker versus Emi Sakura and Bea Priestley. Emi Sakura. So you guys didn't hear this, but apparently Emi Sakura was the one who trained Riho, and I guess they were feuding for a long while in Stardom before AEW was ever a thing. So they actually brought up the history between those two and why they're in this match, which I liked. So
this match was good. I enjoyed it. 3 stars. I
just like seeing Bea Priestley and Britt Baker knock the fucking daylights out of each other. Yeah. Let's be honest.
DMD. won with the Winter Saturn Mandible Claw finisher, and
the Yankum.
yep. And
I hope that gets over, please.
I hope that's what they call it, but we'll see. Yeah, now DMD is having a women's championship match this week, which kind of doesn't make any sense because she didn't win a number 1 contenders match, but a win-loss record's so good that she can have it. So there you go. Because she hasn't lost like a one-on-one singles match yet. So there you go. And she did win that 4-way match, a double or nothing. So maybe they're factoring that in there too. Yeah, good stuff. What'd you guys think of this?
Thumbs up.
Yeah,
3 stars on TV. But yeah, I enjoyed it.
Then I believe next was Best Friends getting interviewed. And
somewhere Jim Cornette had a connection fit.
Yep. They asked Best Friends how they think they're gonna do in the audio did get cut out a little bit here. Like it was kind of quiet, so we couldn't really hear them at first. But
the minute I saw that hug and video package, I'm like,
yeah,
that's gay. Like,
I
know that's the gimmick, but like, like even gay people, even Sonny Kiss would be like, bro, that's pretty gay. I'm just saying. I mean, are you sure you two aren't fucking?
Then
and if you are, may I join? That's exactly what Sonny Kiss would say.
That's they get asked how they get asked what they think their chances are in the AEW World Tag Team Championship tournament, and then they're like, I don't know, ask him. And they ask Orange Cassidy, he just puts his 2 thumbs up. It was.
I fucking love Orange Cassidy. Now he's turned the corner for me.
I love it.
I booed the shit out of him.
You know what? You want to know the funny thing? I think there's gonna be an angle where they fucking make him snap, and he's gonna take wrestling seriously. So I'm just enjoying the ride of him being a meme until then.
Yep.
I'm not.
To be honest.
Fuck him.
Then we had Sean Spears with Tully Blanchard versus John Moxley. This is the first time that me and Chris live, I don't know about Chris, but me, got to see John Moxley like wrestle a match with his new look that he has now with the tights and everything.
He's alive.
Yeah.
Holy shit, he's in his element.
John Moxley,
different gimmick.
John Moxley absolutely destroyed. Oh, and Pac was on commentary. I forgot because I couldn't hear him. So.
You mean he got over without the fucking Bane mask? I wouldn't have ever guessed.
It's so cool. It was kind of cool to see. What was cool about this is we saw Pac was like talking shit to like Jim Ross or Schiavone. We don't know which one, and we were so.
Oh yeah. So basically, what ended up happening was he basically said, "Why am I standing here, relegated to the commentary position, when I should be getting a title opportunity since I'm the only man that has been undefeated for 2 straight years with only 1 pinfall loss to my record, and yet Darby Allin and Jimmy Havoc get the title opportunity over me.
Makes
Why
sense.
am I here again?" That's the gist of what he said on commentary.
But it was so crazy because this is what made me and Chris want to come to this show, because literally a year ago, I think almost a year ago, they were both in WWE floundering. Sean Spears barely getting any TV time. I believe he had just gotten his fingers broken on top.
And you guys got to see Tully Blanchard live too. Like, I can only imagine the experience seeing all that.
John Moxley, I believe. I think it was almost a year to the date where we had that lame ass heel turn that we know what happened with that now. So, I guess that theme song can't happen anymore for you, James. You can't have that theme song that you wanted.
Sad.
Yeah.
I mean, all you have to do is cut the intro.
Then
he is still a vengeful son of a bitch, though. He's just fucking up everybody. He don't give a shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he dominates Sean Spears throughout the beginning portions of this match. Oh, before Sean Spears cuts a promo, and James, I forget what he says, so you're gonna have to tell me what he says because I forget. I think he says it like he's the perfect 10, but I don't remember anything else.
I don't think that was aired for us.
Oh, it didn't?
No, I think that might have been just for a crowd thing.
All right, there you go. He says he's like the perfect 10, so it was kind of cool.
Well, he is.
And John Moxley throws him into the guardrail, and Tully Blanchard causes a distraction, and Sean Spears takes control, and Sean Spears hits a wicked fireman's carry neckbreaker.
Into the barricade.
Yeah, and he does it again, into the barricade, then he does it again in the ring. Me and Chris got a debate of what the name of the move was, because he's trying to call it the WWE move, but it's not called that now, so you can't be doing that. So, can't be doing that.
No, it's not the WWE move. You know why? Because it's the Dreamer Driver. It's not the Cena Driver. It's the Dreamer Driver.
Then John Moxley makes a comeback, and then he ends up hitting the Paradigm Shift, and he ends up winning the match. So, quite love this. I gave it like 4 3/4 stars just because.
Yeah, this was great. This was honestly a great match.
Then it gets better. So then Kenny Omega comes out, and awesome because I got to see Kenny Omega live. I can't say not a lot of people get to say that because he's wrestled in the Tokyo Dome like several times. So
I've never seen him live. I wish I did.
Kenny Omega. Technically, we didn't see him wrestle live because the match doesn't count that he had. So technically, we didn't see him wrestle live in technicalities because that match doesn't count. So anyhow,
yeah.
So Kenny Omega comes out, and he has a broom wrapped with barbed wire and something else wrapped with barbed wire.
A bat.
Yeah.
Everyone gave him shit because he gave him the bat, but it's like, wow, I guess.
Fair fight.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't give
the thing about it is, like, if the broom is sturdy enough, it could withstand a hit from a bat. I don't know if it could, but
I didn't give him shit. I didn't give him shit because I was there live, so it was like no shit's being given. So
the shit was not given. He didn't take a shit, and they handed it to him.
Yep. And then you think like this big face-off's gonna happen, but then that bastard Pac ruined it for everybody and smashed Kenny Omega with the back of the head with a steel chair.
And I love the character development here. Because you don't know what side of the fence Moxley leads towards.
Yeah.
But but he goes and he starts arguing with Pac for what he did. Yep. Like, what the hell are you doing, man? What's your problem? And then he hesitates. He sees Kenny Omega down, like he's trying to get up to fight him. He's like, "No, I ain't gonna beat a man while he's down." And he throws the bat away. And it shows like he may be a lunatic, but he ain't that much of a lunatic. Which I honestly think was done by design just to little subtle shoot at WWE 1 and 2. He's not really a lunatic fringe. God damn it, Owen.
He is a lunatic with a fridge, though.
I mean, he is a lunatic with a fridge. I'm also a lunatic with a fridge. I eat like a fucking fridge. I have the fridge in me.
I missed that whole joke because my Wi-Fi shit. So,
oh, don't worry. You'll see it in post.
But I get what you're saying. It's a shot at WWE.
It's a shot at WWE, and that he's not just a lunatic fringe. Like he's not that much of a lunatic.
Because in WWE he would have taken the shot. So
yeah, which would have made him heel, even though he's supposedly supposed to be the babyface. Yep. God damn it.
This is feeling miserable. What the fuck is going on? Fuck. The fuck is going on?
Oh, this has been...
Guys, they're staring into my soul. They're staring into my fucking soul.
Oh, shit. Well, we'll be right back after this horrifying message by Owen Finch. He honestly could pass off as like a horror movie villain. Like, just really by standing still. Like a mannequin. Well, that happened. Okay,
All right,
Chris.
so
Main event.
yeah, that was really weird, but yeah. But so they didn't do the whole thing where Moxley attacks Omega because he wants to face him one-on-one, man-to-man, face-to-face kind of deal.
Yes.
Makes sense. So he's not, like you said, like the side of the fence he's on, but he's more face in that kind of way.
Yeah, which is great. Like and everybody knew he was going to be a face because right now Moxley's way too fucking over to turn heel right now. So
fucking far too over.
Oh, like he got a massive reaction when he came out.
From the beginning, they said that there is no face or heels.
Yeah,
but there's exceptions in that way.
Yeah, basically, which I like. I mean, obviously, Pac's a fucking heel. We know that.
Pac's a heel. Jericho's a heel. His whole group's a heel. Whereas the Elite are obviously the baby faces.
And then you got the anti-heroes, which is great.
Yeah.
Great.
This next match is fucking insane.
Yeah.
You have a 50-something-year-old Dustin Rhodes who's fucking looks better than ever.
Yes, 100%.
And Hangman Page, the Elite. I'm convinced Dustin Rhodes is now in the Elite. No one can convince me otherwise, even though he said he's not in the Elite. I'm not convinced.
He's pretty much an honorary member at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Versus Sammy Guevara and the All Elite Wrestling Heavyweight Champion Chris Jericho.
With Jake Hagar.
Hagar. At ringside, being the big heater, which he hit a clothesline at one point.
He's so good in this role, by the way. And we'll get to why. So
people in my section were roasting Jake Hager. Like they were like cheering everyone else. Like when they were at the beginning when Jericho was introducing everyone, and everyone was like, "Fuck Hager, fuck him, he sucks." It's so funny. And someone was like, "Anyone but you, Hager. Anyone but you."
Anyone but you, Hager.
It was great.
I mean, he's not that bad. He was just given a really
hilarious. It made me laugh.
Yeah. No, he's great in this role though as the heater. We'll get to why, but yeah, in this match, I believe it kind of started off with and you remember more than I would, but the main event was like Jericho got Jericho kind of cut off Hangman Page when he was getting a lot of momentum on his side, and then the heel tactics between Sammy and Jericho began, and you could tell Sammy's going to be like the Randy Orton of this group because he gave him a lot of shine here.
Oh yeah,
Jericho had significantly less shine compared to Guevara. He is such a good prick heel, sticking his tongue out, looking like an asshole, that you just want to punch in the face. He's fantastic in this role. He keeps wearing him down with all these high flying moves, and normally when you do a high flying move it gets cheered, but when he does it, it's everybody boos because he's such a prick. He just has this real smugness about him, which is great. I think that's the whole thing. They should, honest to God, incorporate this whole YouTube vlogger thing into that, because that would really get him some heat too. I'm just saying. I mean, look at Logan Paul. Yeah. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
And as the match is going on, I don't necessarily remember everything, but I do know that Hangman Page finally got an offensive maneuver in. I think it may have been a discus lariat, and then he finally tags in Dustin Rhodes. And when Dustin Rhodes gets in here, he just goes fucking ham. Scoop slam after scoop slam on these guys, getting everybody down as much as they can, going nuts. I think he did a dive at one point. I believe
he did that that press.
Yeah, really awesome press that he does. Yeah,
top rope.
Yeah, and then I think there was some scuffling going on between Guevara and Hangman Page, and then this is where Hager just comes in and fucking waylays him. Absolutely
fucking clothesline.
Like, this was like insane, and Hager got some steam, dude. He's like running as fast as this fucking dude could. All that freaking MMA cardio is paying off, huh? Holy shit. He looked like a beast here. He absolutely looked like a beast. And then I believe Jericho won with a Judas Effect, pinned Dustin.
Before that, he went for the Shattered Dreams.
Yeah, right. He tried to go for the Shattered Dreams.
Kick him in the dick. Just kick him in the dick. And of course, Hager got involved. Jericho hits the Judas Effect. 1, 2, 3. Match is over. But the one thing you missed in the beginning, though, is Dustin got his revenge, kind of, in the beginning.
Right.
Before the match started, he beat the fucking shit out of Jericho.
Yeah, true.
Because Jericho was pulling the heel thing where he tagged in at the beginning and looked like he was going to fight Dustin. But
because what he said about his father. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He tried taking that.
I completely forgot about that.
Out, but Dustin followed him out of the ring after the referee was trying to restrain him back, and he beat the piss out of Chris Jericho.
Yeah, that doesn't shock me at all. But yeah, no, he looked great here. But yeah, this is great. This is a great match. Great TV main event, and it wasn't over. It was not even over.
It gets better. They start beating up on the baby faces. Hangman gets a little bit of makes the save for a second, but him and Hager fight off. It's 3-on-1, I believe, or 2-on-1, and out comes Cody. Lights go out, come back on. Huge pop, Cody Rhodes. I think gets a shot in on Jericho before. I think it was Hager. I think if someone hits him with a chair.
Yeah, I think so. Hangman Page did. So they're brawling. I think they're setting up a match between those two, which I'm very intrigued about.
Yeah.
How Hager's going to do in a singles match.
Oh, he hit the Crossroads.
Yes. He hit the Crossroads when the lights went out. Yeah, he hit the Crossroads when he went out, and then towards what was it? Towards as this brawl is just going all off right now, right? So as Jericho finds a moment of opportunity to strike Cody down, or somebody in the inner circle gets him down, and then out comes MJF. Holy shit! This may have been the biggest pop fucking night.
You don't even know,
dude.
How big of a fucking it didn't come up on TV. It might have been loud, but
it was fucking loud on TV.
Deafening. It was deafening. Especially when he made the save for Cody. Like, he was teasing like he was going to hit Cody with the chair, but he hits Ortiz first.
The minute he hits that, the crowd erupted. It was holy
deafening.
Shit.
It was deafening. MJF chants were fucking loud as hell. He was soaking it in, and then he gets hit with a code breaker.
Honestly, that may have been the biggest moment of MJF's career. Just that one fucking moment. And he's been on for only 2 years?
It was awesome.
He is so good. And the thing about it is, like, he's obviously the heel. He only is doing this for his own self-interest. But because it aligned with what the fans wanted, the crowd, because the crowd always want to cheer him, but they respectfully boo him. So when they finally found a reason to cheer for him, it was like a cork popped out of a champagne bottle.
Yeah. It was just work.
Unbelievable pop.
Owen pointed this out. He's the corporate suck-up.
He is, but holy shit, he plays it great. And everybody found a reason to pop. They popped huge for this. Huge. He was great in this. And then Jericho took him down when MJF was gloating too much. And then who came down? The Young Bucks came down, right?
Heels got the control again, and then the Young Bucks came out, made the save. And as Jericho was walking away talking shit, who comes out? His opponent in about an hour or so. Darby Allin comes out on the skateboard and fucking clobbers Jericho.
This was not. That might have been the second biggest pop too, because no one expected that.
That was
That was insane. Well, not only that too. LAX came out right after Young Bucks too. Yeah, this was just a fucking great chaotic ending. To the thing. Hi, Owen. So what happened, Owen?
My computer froze out of nowhere.
God damn it.
Okay.
Get your computer. Turn off sleep mode on your computer. I'll show you how to do it after this.
Okay, so we're talking about the main event, and we had just finished talking about the main event.
Okay.
Yeah, and we just now on the ending ending segment of Dynamite. We just finished that up too. The final piece of this too. Obviously, I want to before we move on, your thoughts on MJF's pop and Darby Allin's pop.
Well, was there anything before the Moxley match that I missed you guys talking about?
No.
We just went right into the main event.
All right. But yeah, I think as I was saying too, I love the Kenny, because I think I was in the middle of talking and then I got cut off. I love the Kenny Omega, like John Moxley and everything spot.
Yes.
That was cool. And then the main event.
I already broke down the main event, so you could just talk about what you liked and disliked.
I liked something we've never seen before is when, in typical tag team fashion, the heel will try to tag out, which was Chris Jericho here, and he didn't want to get beaten the crap out of by Dustin. And, when he tagged out, Dustin actually got to Jericho, because I've never seen that before. Usually the heel gets away, so that was really cool. And yeah, I just love the main event. I liked, obviously, it made sense for Jericho to win. I like that he pinned Dustin, because that made sense for the storyline going on with Cody. I love the Cody bit where he, the lights were out and he showed up in the ring and he laid out Sammy Guevara and then he got face to face with Chris Jericho. The MJF pop was awesome. And a lot of people are going to criticize this because it's him being a babyface and he's a heel. But it actually fits his character because he's kissing up to the boss. It actually worked. And I love how they're teasing it.
It just so happened to be like the thing that everybody wanted them to do anyway. And it was the right thing. And everybody wanted to cheer for him in that moment. So, again, I already explained that.
Yeah, I like that. And then, I liked, and then, Jericho laying him out. And, I like the Adam Page, Jake Hager brawl. That was cool. And then I enjoyed
Darby Allin.
Darby Allin.
Right to Darby Allin when he came down on the skateboard.
I've never seen that before. Never. Like I don't think that's ever happened in wrestling before.
And then Jericho said, What did he say? Something a bit like your days are numbered, bitch, or something.
Yeah. And he tells Cody he'll see him at Full Gear, and they'll see Darby Allin next week. So, yeah, it's fun.
See you at your funeral, bitch.
Yeah,
that's what he said.
Ooh, he called him a bitch.
I love it. Jericho. Can we talk about
sassy.
Jericho saying shit and how happy and elated he was to say shit on national TV? I've never heard a man so happy.
Yep. I love this though. This main event was awesome to see live.
This was great. Great main event.
Fantastic stuff. The match itself, it's probably like 4 3/4, but if we were included in the ending segment with the main event, it'd be a 5.
It's a great way to close out the show.
Great. But we weren't done yet there.
Then we had the 2 dark matches that you.
Well, first, actually, Cody and Dustin did a promo talking about how AEW probably the same promo they do every time they.
It's literally the same promo.
Yeah, but it's still great. And then we had the first. By the way, am I on camera on you guys?
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, you keep going in and out of camera, but we can hear you.
Well, that's because I keep turning it off because it says I'm not. I'm just black, like a black.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
You're fine. We can see you. Yeah.
I don't know. And since it's on James's end, then that's good. All right. So the first dark match was an 8-man tag. It was Hybrid 2, and the
Dark Order versus who?
SCU and Shima.
Yes.
I like that pair up a lot. Now, I did not hate this match. I thought it was quite good. But being there live, I was gassed from the main event. That main event was awesome. I don't think
Yeah,
this match,
I think the match kind of suffered, and because of that, I can
I don't
tell.
think the
I cared
match.
too much for it. I
And-
even told one, I was like, I don't care about this match at all.
But yeah, it was good stuff. And Helico and Jack Evans in the Dark Order get the win, which I guess makes sense. But I kind of wanted to see SCU and Shima win because I like that team up. I thought that was a mistake, but whatever. I didn't really care at that point. I just wanted to see Omega, so whatever. I didn't really care. Like I said, I feel like this match. It didn't take away from the show, but this match I think was unnecessary.
Yeah, it was 2.5 stars. It wasn't a bad match though. In fairness,
not at all. Not at
the
all.
one good thing about it is it got the job done of getting another win in the column for Hybrid 2. So
Yes.
it did its job. And Dark Order.
Because they need to win.
Yeah.
Then we had the match that technically we didn't see live because it technically doesn't count. Kenny Omega versus Joey Janela.
This was fucking unreal.
Awesome.
This might be 5 stars, honestly. Even though technically it's not a match.
Yeah.
5 stars. This fucking brutal, dude.
Kenny Omega hits his flip dive on the outside, and he made a mistake by doing it by the guardrail because he caught his leg like on the guardrail. He should have done it like by the ramp side. That was a mistake.
Yeah. By the way, Jim Ross really likes Joey Janela. You would not believe he's putting him over. Like he even went to lunch with him, I guess, and they got along great.
Kenny Omega does the V trigger like in the corner on a Janela, and Janela goes face first into a chair. Joey Janela hit a wicked Celtic cross off the steps through a table. Awesome stuff. And
the fucking Snapdragon suplex onto the apron, and then right after that, Joey Janela hits a German right off the steps.
Yeah.
Some of these fucking spots were just brutal. I could only imagine what it was like live. They kept showing fan reactions of them creasing watching this, which I thought was a hell of a visual.
Then we had Joey Janela set up a table reverse on the steps.
Oh, fuck.
Kenny Omega went through it. He did a elbow drop, and he went right through it.
And it wouldn't be the only time he went to the opposite end of the table either, by the way. This was the second time he did that. Fuck.
Yeah, it's the first time I've seen it, though, so. But then eventually Kenny Omega hits, after the countless V-triggers and Snapdragon suplexes, hits the one-win angel and beats Joey Janela. And
the finishing sequence was suplex on the chairs, the fucking Aleister Black spot with Adam Cole. Then he hit the V trigger with the chair in the corner onto Joey Janela, and then the one-winged angel, onto a fucking open chair, dude.
Right.
Oh Christ. 1, 2, 3, it was over. I mean, fuck me.
Yeah.
Joey Janela, you're a fucking nutbag. Holy shit.
I did see some criticism that some people complained that it took Kenny Omega 30 minutes to beat Joey Janela, who's supposed to be
He's a fucking lunatic!
Yeah, so...
With a fridge. He has a fridge.
with the fridge. A fridge full of beer.
Kenny Omega signs us out by doing the... by bidding us adieu and doing the Bane thing, so that was awesome.
It's fucking great.
Fantastic show. I'm giving it an S. I know I didn't see the dinosaur, but I'm just going to assume the dinosaur was injured last week, so that's why he wasn't there last week.
This is an S rank.
Better than
S.
Fucking great.
If he was 100% healthy, it was not there. He'd be going down to an A+. But I'm making assumptions here, so I'm benefiting.
No, it was an S on TV too. This was a great episode. Great episode 2. And I think episode 3 might top that tonight.
Yeah.
Even without Lucha.
Well, probably not for me, because I was there live, so it's
No, that's fucking great on TV, honestly. I really enjoyed this episode.
Now, before we end it off, I want to go over and update everyone basically that wrestled on this show, or in these reviews that we did, win-loss record. And Helico now is 2-3. So congratulations to him. He got a win. Proud of him. Bea Priestley's 1-3. She's a loser.
The biggest.
Well,
Chris Jericho, I forgot about him. Hold on. Chris Jericho's 4-0. Britt Baker's 2-2. Christopher Daniels is 3-2. Chuck Taylor's 2-2. Sheamus 1-4.
Keep in mind, he counts people that lost in the Casino Battle Royal as having lost the match.
Because I'm a dick. Darby Allin's 2-1.
So he can't really take his rating system, his win-loss record, serious.
Dustin Rhodes is 0-3.
Because technically everyone who was in that Battle Royal has a loss.
Emma Sakara is 0-2. Evil Uno's 3-0. Phoenix is 3-2. Frankie Kazarian is 3-3. Isaiah Cassidy is 2-3. Jack Evans is 2-3. Jimmy Havoc's 1-4. Joey Janela's still 0-3 because that match doesn't count. So Joey Janela should just be in the unsanctioned matches because then he'll never lose or never win. John Moxley's 1-0. He got his first win. I'm proud of him. Kenny Omega's still 2-3 because that unsanctioned match doesn't count. And Kip Sabian's 2-1. So there you go. Mark Quinn is 2-3. Matt Jackson is 3-3. And Nick Jackson's 3-3. Yeah. I think their record's going to be forever the same. I don't think they're ever going to have this different records. Penelope Ford's 0-2. Pentagon Jr. is 3-2. Peter Avalon's 0-2. Riho's 5-1. And Sammy Guevara's 2-2. And Scorpio Sky is 3-3. And I think that's it. No, Sean Spears is 1-3. And Sonny Kiss is 1-2. And Stu Grayson's 3-0. And I think that's it.
You mentioned Peter Avalon. And how he's a fucking loser.
He's a fucking big loser.
Well, he's not as big of a loser right now because he's only lost 2 matches. And he's only had 2 matches.
He's the ultimate.
The ultimate loser right now, like I said, is Jungle Boy. He's 0-5.
Fuck.
Fucking jobber.
So don't even talk to me about that. Actually, I forgot to say Jungle Boys, but sorry.
For the record, now that Luchasaurus is out of this tournament, you know that Lucha Bros are gonna win, right?
Yeah, I'm sad.
I'm sad.
Well, the technically the Lucha Express.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now on to NXT.
Lucha Express. Well, before we get to NXT and the other stuff, little thing. I'm going to spice here in the edit. This is past. Right now, what you're seeing is past James. We're going to go to future James where he's talking with Noah, and we're going to do. What was the pay-per-view called? I'm blanking. Oh, yeah. New Japan Pro Wrestling. King of Pro Wrestling. And go! Wait, what? Oh, no.
What's going on, you fucking mojo?
Hi, Rowdy. How you doing? Hi.
Y'all motherfuckers know it's like 9:15 at night, right?
Oh, perfect. All right. Stop sharing. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. And hopefully you can see all of us here on the screen. This is the wrestling. This is Future James talking now. I'm splicing this in between the AEW NXT edits where we talk about New Japan Pro Wrestling, King of Pro Wrestling. So here we are. And with me, as promised, is... It's you, Noah. It's you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know I was that special. Happy to be aboard. Hello, everybody. I'm just a simple man, and my name is Noah Foster.
And with me, as you know, a special guest.
Coming back from 1989.
Wrestling.
Yes. Welcome, Michael X, to the show. Say hello, Mike.
What? You want to pick me? You should pick me. Fuck Nash. I smash Nash. Hogan tapped him out 3 times. You always got to remember, everyone's got to pay the piper.
Perfect.
Thank you, WCW. Fucking Thunder for giving me that idea.
The good times.
Anyway, now we're here for New Japan Pro Wrestling, King of Pro Wrestling. This was an awesome show. Honest to God, this is probably one of the best shows that I've seen all year in wrestling. And there's been a lot of great shows. So
I say you're stacking up against a lot of competition.
I wouldn't say it's the best, but it's definitely up there as one of the best New Japan shows.
A lot happened here.
Yeah,
a lot happened.
New Japan shows don't disappoint, and let's just start by saying this. My prayers, condolences, thoughts for the safety of everybody there that even try to travel out of or is living there. They recently suffered a natural disaster, a typhoon.
Yeah.
It affected a lot of people. It affected this event. It affected the New Japan Pro Wrestling dojo. Most of it destroyed. So I hope they can rebuild that sooner than later. And I'm glad they were able to still put on a tremendous show despite changes being made.
It was a major.
Wait, are you telling me Japan was hit by tugboat?
Truth. I mean, that's one way of looking at it, but no, he there was actually a typhoon.
Yeah. In all seriousness, there was, but I get the reference. Still, ouch.
Yes.
Well, to be fair, thank God it was just typhoon. It wasn't typhoon and earthquake, because then you have the natural disasters.
It was just a typhoon, according to reports.
Did they save as much memorabilia? How much memorabilia did they save? Because I heard they said there was a bunch of memorabilia in the dojo.
Yeah, they worked on a lot. They saved a lot of memorabilia. They tried to flood it out. They saved a lot of stuff. They weren't able to save everything. Will Ospreay dedicated a huge amount of time, especially towards it.
Yeah, that my God. I mean, that was and the sad part is like El Fantasma, I think, was legit there. So I think he had that. I mean, the funny thing is, it got him good heat using it, but I don't know. I'm still iffy on the whole. Should he use it as a part of his whole? He faked Ospreay out.
I say, as long as nobody died and nobody was injured, it's 100% available for a heel to use as a piece during their set.
I agree, and you gotta remember, ELP is Bullet Club. This is the heel faction of the world that breaks the boundaries of censorship and sanity. Now, ELP, 0 Fs. So he always respects what happened. He respects the time he had at the dojo because he and Ospreay spent time together in the dojo, all the way back before they even started working in New Japan Pro Wrestling. They're no strangers to this happening, so this did affect both men, and the treat was legitimate.
I mean, for a faction war going on in New Japan, it was surprisingly, it's surprisingly fair for the most part.
Damn those Japanese in fair warfare, those sons of bitches.
Anyway.
In any case, James and I have actually had a long discussion about what a heel should be able to use, and we already said X-Nay, you cannot talk about death.
Yeah,
it is just one of those things that's just so uncomfortable, and just it doesn't give you good heel heat. It just gives you Brad press. And
John Moxley was literally against using a type of death type promo in WWE that Vince wanted to use, per your point. He didn't agree with it. It sounded morally wrong.
Yeah, thank God. You know, we got to have some boundaries in wrestling. Well, not a bunch, but that should be one boundary. Well, besides that,
yes. And again, to all the people that were affected by the typhoon in Japan, we're with you.
Yep.
Because we here in Massachusetts, at least from our end, we get hit with natural disasters every couple months, ranging from fucking hurricanes to tornadoes to earthquakes.
Yeah,
Jeez.
it's legit been happening a lot more frequently. So,
Yeah.
and obviously we get the fucking nor'eastern every now and again. So,
Oh yeah, you know what's great when there's a snowstorm and it knocks power out for 3 weeks.
or even a nor'eastern rainstorm, which left the Cape without power for hours.
The worst I've suffered is our tornado at the time, because we're on the edge of what's called Tornado Alley here in the Ohio, Michigan area, and there has been a blizzard that has knocked out power and shut down the city, at least for a day to my knowledge. Not as bad as when my mom was born back in 78. That was a whole nother natural disaster.
Oh yeah, but that's the blizzard of 78. That's
that's a whole different animal she told me about.
Yeah.
that's a whole different. That was like unnatural. That storm.
I've suffered. I have not suffered a natural disaster to an extent, but I understand the dangers that can come with it, and I value every day that I'm able to avoid them.
Yeah, definitely. This
suffers them and it's okay, including you two. Now you disclose that. That's crazy. Also, Chris Mason's not here. He's on assignment. Just kidding. He's with his family. He's also in Florida. You know what he's dealing with down there.
Yeah. And not just that, but yeah, everybody make sure you cherish life as much as you can, because that has to be a really bad, devastating storm, which kind of is what kicked off the show. We might as well get into it. Announcements come over the loudspeaker. Who was it that translated? I don't know his name off the top of my head, Noah.
Chris Charlton, I believe.
Chris Charlton translated the announcers' announcements to the crowd that there was a lot of changes due to the weather. And despite all that, they were still able to have a full card. And
correct.
That's just nuts. But yeah, there was a lot of people. That arena was packed still. I couldn't believe that during that fucking disaster. Unbelievable. 10,000 people all jamming up the Corgan Hall for this event, and they were lively. Like, I've heard Japan crowds are very most of the time it's not that they're disrespectful, but they're very respectful, and they don't want to make noise because they want to applaud and cheer when a good move's hit, or boo when it's time to properly boo. Here it was like they were doing chants and everything. It was you could tell they needed this almost.
Exactly. But yeah, we start to help a person raise their spirits. This is living proof.
Yes, exactly. We'll start with the opening match, which no, I don't know if you have the card in front of you.
I do.
I do not want to butcher these names.
It's okay. Roppongi 3K, Sho and Yo versus Yoshinobu Kanemaru, the heel master, and the returning from injury El Desperado representing Suzuki-gun. It was a battle of Suzuki-gun versus Chaos and a preview of the Super Junior Tag League, as both these teams are participants in it. It was a nice, subtle opening match, everything you would expect.
Yeah, really liked this match. I thought this was really fun. Sho and Yo always impress me anytime they get in the ring. Like the last 3 or 4 times I've seen them, they've had really entertaining tag matches. To be honest, hopefully they win the tag team titles again. And hopefully we get a match for the junior tag between Birds of Prey and Roppongi 3K, because I would really like to see that. Just saying. But yeah. Okay.
Mike, you have any thoughts on this before I say anything?
No, I mean, you guys have covered pretty much everything. It's just, this is unavoidable. This type of shit is completely unavoidable, and we're glad New Japan was still able to throw on the show to their best, and we hope in the future that this doesn't happen again.
I think the funny thing is, I think Rocky Romero came in late and decided to join on the booth just to let everybody know he's okay, and then he called the rest of the show, I think, like 3/4 of the way.
He did call the show later. That is correct. Because at the beginning, it was Gino Gambino, remember Bullet Club, Kevin Kelly, and Chris Robinson. I always get his name wrong. Chris Robinson, I think it is. Chris Charlton doing translations as needed. Nice opening match was El Desperado's return. They won using the Saki Mist, both men did, against Sho and Yo, who were going for their patented 3K move, similar to what some would call a 3D in a different realm. And it was a Pince Loco after about 10-minute bouts plus 1-minute bouts that Suzuki-gun won, and and El Desperado, he won in his return. So Suzuki-gun with some momentum for the night, and that team with some momentum going into Super Juniors Tag League tournament, which I'm sure we'll get into more. The funny thing is, Sho and Yo, they've already gone after both the junior and the heavyweight tag titles now. They faced G.O.D. Guerrillas of Destiny during the
yeah, that's very true. Yeah, they should probably go for the never open weight 6-man tag, actually.
Well, Rocky Romero and the coach, they have a different idea. The two coaches, they're tagging in the Super Junior Tag League now. So New Japan, while they were rivals, have two coaches now mutual grounds as a tag team. It sounds like to me they're just changing up each division. I thought Sho and Yo were actually going to move up to the heavyweight division. I guess I was wrong for now.
Oh, what can you do? I just hope that, Sho and Yo get some sort of tag match at Wrestle Kingdom next year. They need it. They've been killing it as of recently.
I mean, they were in the tag match at the beginning of this year, as you remember, against G.O.D. and I believe Suzuki-gun. So
yes,
it could happen again and again. Wrestle Kingdom, folks, 2 days. It is 2 days this coming January.
Yeah,
it's gonna be ridiculous.
Because Wrestle Kingdom actually can fill up 2 days worth of great matches, as we saw in this card.
People each day, because that's their average every year at the Tokyo Dome.
Now we get on to the next match, which is
it is a 2-on-2 tag bout that is a celebration of the ace of New Japan, Hiroshi Tanahashi, who has been wrestling now for New Japan Pro Wrestling for 20 years. It was Tomoaki Honma and the ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi, versus 2/3 of the 6-man openweight tag team champions, the spoiler master Toru Yano and Togi Makabe.
Yano is the fucking best.
Go ahead, talk about Yano for now, because he did have his moments in this match. He went after the turnbuckles. I forget their names. Go ahead, James. Tell me about Yano. Go ahead. I know
okay, you want me to say? All right, this is all you need to know about Yano.
Do it to it.
Runs around and he just goes. Ah! He tries to take off the turnbuckle pad right in front of the referee and right in front of the Ace's partner there that I'm not going to be able to pronounce the name of.
Tomoaki Honma.
Honma. Just fucking, no, you're not doing this. I ain't letting you do this. And then he just starts beating the shit out of him. And then
okay.
I'm sorry, which one of you scumbags is attacking me? I don't think you want to do that.
Toru Yano is too much sometimes for me. Between his antics in the ring, offering curry, trying to tape the person's hands to the ropes because he's got tape inside his pants, it seems.
He's the best. He's honest to God the best.
He had one of the best scores in the B block in the freaking G1, and he used his tactics to beat freaking Jon Moxley. He had Jon Moxley his first loss in New Japan.
It's the best. He takes the belt buckle off, and all the turnbuckles are exposed, and it's the best. I got some heel heat for a while. Then eventually, huh?
Nothing. Keep going.
What were you saying? Were you doing the noise?
No, it's not noise. He just speaks Japanese. I don't know how to speak Japanese. Like, oh, okay. And sometimes I hear him say like, oh, no. I'm sorry. A
timeout. I love him.
Yeah.
Then eventually a hot tag to Hiroshi Tanahashi. They get the momentum back on their side.
Yeah, Tanahashi wins for his team with his pounded finisher, the high five blow. And what's nice is in the introduction to this match, a person that Tanahashi knows since the beginning that was a bitter rival on mutual respect actually held the ropes for him in the ring, and they both shook hands and had mutual respect for each other at the end of the match. I forget the name, unfortunately.
Yeah, he ended up retiring with a broken neck, right?
Correct.
Right. That guy.
And of course, everyone, they shook hands still, all in good spirits, all in the name of wrestling and celebrating the ace. Nice little tag opener. Mike, any thoughts on this? Or anybody we discussed? Is he there?
No, sorry. I'm answering a text message from one of my coworkers. It's been he's kind of an idiot. I'll be 100% honest. No, I mean I think that this match is a good at a star rating. I'd give it a solid A solid 4.
Really, you enjoyed it that much? It's
I
because of
enjoyed-
Yano, isn't it?
It's Troyano.
I enjoyed it because as a technical match, it is very impressive.
Yeah, true. It is. It is.
Listen, dude, that's the major thing that I care about in wrestling is how good can you get things over by showing just enough and not too much that will overkill the match.
Well, there you go. That's what these opening matches are all about. And sometimes it's even bringing up the new talent that might be the future stars of New Japan. These are New Japan originals, though.
Barely legal. Listen, do not be barely legal, ECW. Be Heatwave, ECW.
Yes.
All right,
Joe, that's enough to get you to the next segment.
But yeah.
How about like Kokeshi makes you happy because one fun moment is Homa and the Ace. They both did the Kokeshi falling headbutt, which I still.
Oh yeah, that was fucking hilarious too. Revving up the headbutt. What did you think of Yano, Mike? Your first exposure to Yano?
10 out of 10.
I knew he was gonna say that. Doggone it. You both are on the Yano train now. Great.
Listen,
Instead of woo, woo, it's,
listen, there's no such thing as the Yano train. You get on the Yano boat, and he's gonna take you for a ride.
Give you a box of curry too.
On the wild side.
Because he sells curry. Anyway.
next match.
How come that is not? How come that's not the tagline to Jurassic Express?
Yeah, it's true.
Why isn't their tagline Jurassic Express and on the back it says "Take a ride on the wild side"?
That's gonna be new merch. You probably just recreated some new merch, but
I'll tweet it to them, Mike, and give you credit.
You tweet it to them, and they better fucking send me some money. I want $1 per shirt sold.
They'll probably just send you a free shirt. Now there's a
Send me a free shirt and send fucking Luchasaurus to drop it off at my house so I can give him a hug.
Anyway, next.
Hard, but I'm sure that hug will still be comfortable.
I will hug the dinosaur.
Oh God, I'll remember that next time AEW All Elite Fleet. Oh good grief. AEW needs to come to my freaking state. All right, next match. It was Los Ingobernables de Japón versus Suzuki-gun. It was the Rampage Dragon Shingo Takagi and his partner, the former IWGP Intercontinental Champion Tranquilo Tetsuya Naito versus the Holy Emperor Taiji and his hired gun Dukai. And this match,
there was so much that impressed me about this match. The first thing I gotta say is because it was I don't know, I must have missed him, but this guy, who was the guy with the microphone?
Oh, that is Taiji.
Taiji Ishimori, you're correct?
No, it's just Taiji actually.
Just Taiji.
Okay. His name is literally just Taiji.
Taiji is something else.
Told you. All hail the Holy Emperor.
That guy is something else. His partner is also something else. That fucking.
What you mean is great.
Yeah, the whole act is great. I mean, Suzuki-gun usually is great. They have some wild fucking people.
Which we'll get into later. That's why this is my favorite faction in New Japan.
Musugi-gun!
This is my favorite faction in New Japan, so I'm going to be a little biased with them. You know I am, all right? Taiji is one of those that's been claimed to be called himself the Black Sheep. He has so much potential, it seems, and can really carry himself as a main eventer, yet he falls back on these tactics, underhanded tactics with the steel glove in the bag, which he's only used once, but primarily the microphone and taking his opponent out of the ring, through the stage, through the crowd, all through the chairs and stuff like that. And
by the way, this Intercontinental title picture looks fucking thick.
The match ended disqualification. And it's more than that, James. It's also about, remember, the theme for Wrestle Kingdom is 2 belts.
True.
The one that first claimed this destino was Tetsuya Naito with the IWGP Intercontinental title. But he's now out. He lost it. Taiji's now putting that over his head because Taiji and Naito are no strangers to each other. They face each other multiple times, one-on-one, including for that title. And I'm not talking about G1 either in singles matches. Now that Jake White has the title, at the end, Suzuki-gun makes a statement, Taiji over Naito. You see these names sometimes lose my tongue even. And he says, okay, you were unable to do it, I'm going to do what you were unable to do. So now it looks like Taiji wants to put his name in the hat for not only the IWGP Intercontinental title, but both titles as well.
Yeah, and so does Kota Ibushi. A lot of people want both the titles. I like that people want more belts. Something about it is like, because I don't think New Japan's done that yet, have they? With somebody holding both the Intercontinental and heavyweight?
To my knowledge, no.
So this would be a first. I hope it's Kota Ibushi. I want it to be Kota Ibushi.
Would that make that individual undisputed champion in New Japan?
Yeah.
I would say so, yes.
So does that mean, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, does that mean that Ultimate Warrior was the first WWF undisputed champion?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
You know why? Because he might have been
Patterson.
The first one's Pat Patterson.
Yeah. Anyway, Taiji had all the best spots here. He relies heavily on kicks. That is his offense. Buzzsaw kick. He rips off the pants, tries to kick Naito's head off. Shigeru Takagi, pumping bomber, takes out Dukai.
Takagi, I love Takagi. Takagi was like the best in this match.
Yeah, and literally, he's a junior heavyweight that, as you heard, he decided now, I no longer want to be classified as a junior heavyweight. He's now literally a heavyweight. He's in the heavyweight division.
And he wrestles like one, and he's a fucking machine.
He literally had one loss in the freaking Best of Super Juniors, and it was in the grand finale, which is probably one of Dave Meltzer's top 5 matches of the year, against Will Ospreay, who took the whole thing.
So awesome.
Yeah, but it ended in a disqualification. The match was less than 9 minutes. This was more a match of what I expected, but it was more about, okay, I didn't see this type of story turn going. I already knew how Taiji and Naito, they're both looking for the same destino, but they're also bitter enemies to each other, but they both bring out the best of each other in the ring. And that's the thing about New Japan. There's that one guy you connect to that truly brings out the best in you and matters to remember. Taiji and Naito is one of those setups.
I really want to see that. I have not actually seen the matches because it's been like a while since New York, but I've been watching New Japan since Road to Destruction, though. So
nice.
The correct answer is, James, you have been missing out on technical fucking amazement in the ring.
Thank you for finally joining me, folks, in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
They're stupidly good.
It's
damn right they are. That's because
that's the one thing I'll say. New Japan storyline base may not always be the most incredible or groundbreaking thing, but I can at least promise this as somebody from the States who has been a New Japan fan since fucking Prince Devitt was in the company.
Original Bullet Club.
I can at least say this: you will always see a technical match no matter what.
Yeah.
And there's one important thing that New Japan has that not a lot of companies have: ring psychology.
Yes.
Ding! That is the official answer to the New Japan Pro Wrestling formula. I don't know if you all tune in.
The word of the day is psychology.
Let me put it to you like this. I read reports from different wrestling sites. I look at some videos. I look at compare and contrast. There's a guy called The Brain from Wrestle Talk. He literally did a compare and contrast on the NXT system versus the New Japan Pro Wrestling system.
It's so much more effective.
Bingo!
It's so much more effective because they don't need to rely on the independents. It's good that they have the independents, but they don't need to rely on that. They rely on their dojo system. Their dojo system is the best system. You ask anybody in wrestling. You can ask Kenny Omega. You can ask Will Ospreay. You can ask anybody that comes from New Japan, including Okada himself. The New Japan Dojo is the best wrestling training center in the world today.
And you literally just named some people that started out from the dojo and now are some of the top stars in New Japan Pro Wrestling, including the champion, Kazuchika Okada, who started through that. While it's one of the hardest training regimens in the world, it literally sets you up for the world.
Do you know why Shinsuke Nakamura got over so much in NXT? Because he was a nobody when he first started. And when he went,
I disagree.
He was kind of a nobody. He had name value, but it wasn't until he started as a nobody. Then he got some name value. Then he went on assignment for the dojo.
Mm-hmm.
And what the dojo does is They have you go to different independent companies around the world. And when he did that, he came back and he adopted the King of Strong Style persona as a heel initially and became so over he turned babyface right up until the very end of his career and transferred it over to NXT. Without that, Shinsuke Nakamura is not as popular as he is, honest to God.
That's the whole thing.
Right.
Well, that's the whole thing. Shinsuke's naturally been an impressive athlete in the ring, no matter the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I will 100% I will fight somebody on this if they ever fucking say this to me ever again.
What did they say?
NXT is the place where superstars are born. And I always say, you mean the New Japan Dojo?
Yeah.
Very good. Yes. Very good. Oh, by the way, going along with that, Shota Umino, one of the highest rising young lions, he literally on an excursion because of the New Japan system. He had a tremendous showing during the Young Lions Cup, but he lost in the end in his final match. So now he's going to hone his craft, train under different principles and regimens, and come back when he's ready. There you go.
Which is exactly how it should be.
There's a letter on NJPW 9017 too. I recommend you all to read. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the first.
And by the way, that training regimen's super important because name how many New Japan athletes have died compared to WWE athletes that have died.
Point taken. But then again, in the early stage of New Japan, there were people legitimately nearly killing themselves because of that.
Yeah, nearly killing themselves. That doesn't mean, you know what? I'm going to shoot a whole bunch of steroids and fucking hopefully my heart doesn't stop.
Oh, God. Yeah, I remember those cell days. All right, so I think we talked enough about this match, so why don't we go ahead and get into now the meat of the card, starting with, you guys know I'm wearing this shirt because of the leader, right? Jushin Thunder Liger versus the King, Minoru Suzuki.
This was such a great match. And it wasn't just any Jushin Thunder Liger.
It was Battle Liger!
Battle Liger. I was, dude, when he came out, that was the biggest pop of the whole night, by the way.
Yep.
The minute he came out, that crowd went ape shit for him.
Yep.
For Battle Liger. That was so cool to see.
I thought we were going to get Cushion Liger during some point of this match. No, it was a whole different form of Liger. It was Battle Liger, ready to go into war with the King, who legitimately encourages people to hit him harder, Minoru Suzuki. What a match.
What'd you say? What were you going to say, Mike?
It's fucking Liger. Name a bad Liger match off the top of your head.
Same thing with Minoru Suzuki. Name a bad Suzuki match.
Exactly.
You can't.
You are
This match was brilliant. It started out with both men trying to fill each other out. Again, a pro wrestling match. And then it devolved into Minoru Suzuki's game of chaos, where he literally tried to destroy the man. And I think at one point he even yelled out his real name, Yamada! And he literally encouraged Liger to hit him harder, hit him harder, hit him harder. Bring it! You can't beat me. Drops him with one of the most vicious forearm strikes in all New Japan Pro Wrestling.
I never, ever want to take a forearm shot from Suzuki. Ever.
You won't remember it. You won't remember it.
I'll do it.
And literally these two, they're trained with each other. Shote, they have submissions, they have arm holds, there's suplexes, a beautiful drop kick. We get the Blizzard Fury from the King. And at this point, Liger, he's just trying and trying and trying. And Minoru Suzuki's like, bring me more, until the very end. Gotch-style pile driver for the win. This match went a lot shorter than I expected, but it still was the longest match at this point. Minoru Suzuki won, but that was not the real reason why this is memorable. After the match, he goes for a chair. You're thinking, I'm not done with him. I'm going to destroy him. He brings the chair in. What does he do?
He drops the chair. Drops the chair. And he just respectfully bows to Jushin Liger while he's laying in the ring. And you can see legit tears starting to form. Suzuki never fucking cries.
No.
Like this.
No. This was real.
Unreal. Like he was crying. Liger was getting choked up. The whole audience, men and women, just in tears. And then Liger, got on the
It's
microphone and he
because
said, Suzuki.
spent his entire career putting over athletes that needed to be put over, and still to this day, his best matches are, and I'll name the big three: Tiger Mask, The Great Sasuke, and fucking Ultimo Dragon are three of the best matches. Three of the best people he's ever had matches with. Period.
Yep, absolutely. He says, "Minoru, arigato," and that's it.
Yeah, he said thank you to Suzuki, and the crowd just is still crying as they're clapping to his music. It was a sight to behold, dude.
That was his last match with Ryogoku too. Remember, at Wrestle Kingdom, he's done, and we'll talk more about that after the show and the exclusives as well. But what a moment! That was a moment, the first real moment of the night. What a match, but more so a moment, and it closed to this rivalry.
Jushin Thunder Liger has to main event night 1 of Wrestle Kingdom. Has to main event night 1.
Well, we might get into that more after we get through the rest of the card. So let's go ahead and talk about what we think is our match of the night, James. IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match. El Phantasmo, the winner of the Super J Cup and one half of the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions and the British Cruiserweight Champion of RevPro versus the current champ, the winner of Best Super Juniors, the Assassin, and his second defense of this title, Will Ospreay. This match, my God. To think, Will Ospreay has not beaten ELP to this point since coming to New Japan Pro Wrestling. ELP has been virtually unstoppable, claims he will complete the trifecta. But that was not the only story here, because both these men, they are about bringing the house down, stealing the show, showcase of two of the best in the world, but they also respect the dojo and what happened to it. And we learned about that tweet, and literally both men, they say, Robbie Eagles, go to the back. Taiji Mori, go to the back. One-on-one affair for like the first 15 minutes, it seems, feeling like he was literally being legitimate. Wanted Ospreay to shake his hand like, I'm not shaking your hand. And literally, the ref shakes his hand, but still no hand spray for Ospreay. But then all of a sudden, blue card comes into play from the guy. I didn't mean to do it. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it. He totally meant to do it. And it's showcased as he beat the daylights out of the guy.
What he did specifically was Phantasmo goes up to him and he's like, "You all right, man? You all right?" And, and then he nods his head yes, and then he just gouges right for him.
Yeah, he's like, ah! Yeah,
like,
it's like,
level,
okay, you
101.
bitch. He almost had me believe in Kevin Kelly's words. And even Gino Gambino comes into play in this because ELP gets thrown over the announce table into Gino Gambino. And he's like, what you do that for? I'm not on the match. Wait, what? I'm not doing anything. And eventually ELP, he gets the better of him, throws the chair like, I didn't do anything. And literally...
Well, the guy, didn't he pile drive Ospreay or something?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah. And then this match just kept going from 0 to 100. Both men trading high aerial offense maneuver for high aerial offense maneuver. And eventually it comes to the point that Will Ospreay finally looks like he's going to get the victory. In comes the Bone Soldier, stops the ref count. There's no ref. All hell can break loose. And he takes the title, throws it in the ring. But before he can do anything else, Robbie Eagles comes into play, gets rid of Taiji Ishimori. But ELP still has that title, bam, off the head after a low blow punch, not an uppercut. And Ufire's going to win here. Not like this. And somehow Ospreay freaking kicked out. History did not repeat its damn self. And eventually Ospreay, he finally comes off the win with a Hidden Blade combination and Stormbreaker. Finally conquers and overcomes El Phantasmo. In my opinion, what was match of the night. My God.
Yeah, I mean...
main event, the Tokyo Dome. James, talk.
This was fucking great. He did. I don't think we even went through over all the spots. There was so much.
If we do that, we'd be here all night. I would write down a play-by-play if I could, but I was
here's one spot I'll go over because I don't know if we talked about it, but there was at one point where they go and climb up to like one of the balconies.
Yeah.
And I was nearly shitting myself. I'm like, these guys are gonna die. These guys are gonna die. Please don't die. And then like Ospreay is hanging on and then finally drops down. And then not Eagles. Phantasmo does a fucking crossbody, Seth Rollins style, from the fucking top of the balcony onto Ospreay, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, you fucking nut. But yeah, this match was great. Highly recommend this one out. If you want a match to get you into New Japan Pro Wrestling, this is the match. Especially if you like cruiserweight wrestling, this is the match for you. The junior heavyweights are probably the best division so far in New Japan.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you if you're gonna say that this is the match to get you into New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Really?
I think it's a very good match. I just don't think I think you're putting it up on a pedestal that it doesn't need to exist.
Well, no, it's not the only match
you're
I'd
talking-
show. I'm just
you are
saying it's
talking
one of the
about-
matches I'd show.
If you are talking about a match to get you into New Japan Pro Wrestling, I'm gonna say anything with Kenny Omega versus fucking Okada.
Yeah, true.
But we're talking
Those matches are
wait.
storytelling
You gotta look
at
at all
its
the divisions.
best.
Yeah. You gotta look at all the divisions though. The junior heavyweights go right now. Well, Ospreay owns it, and ELP and Ospreay have had this rivalry since coming into New Japan Pro Wrestling. ELP did earlier this year, so this was months in the making. That's why this match is worth watching if you want something fast with storytelling versus a heavyweight. You gotta look at all the divisions.
Oh, I agree. If you want a fast-paced match, that's fine. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to the match to get you into, New Japan Pro Wrestling, I say Okada versus Omega, because that's a fucking incredible bout back and forth.
That's a trilogy, by the way. So which one are you talking about? The Wrestle Kingdom?
Or second encounter.
Dominion.
Second encounter,
Second
yes.
encounter.
Second or fourth encounter.
Raw. Gotcha. It's like, Kenny Omega! And he called him out, and we eventually got the end of that. I'm going to have to go through
Although,
it.
to be fair, we would all say the match to get you into fucking New Japan is very, very itchy, breaky, bishy.
Yeah, bishy. That's the best, yes. With Japanese commentary.
Yes.
Japanese commentary is sometimes the best part of New Japan Pro Wrestling. When they put a free match on YouTube, I hope for Japanese commentary because I want to hear Milano and the other guy and even the girl
100%.
just talk amongst each other.
100%, because they're hilarious. Mike, what do you have to say about this match otherwise?
I would give this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I think it's a very good, impressive match.
Agree.
And I want to see more.
I'm honestly, to me, I got to give this 5 just because I enjoyed it that much and I was so enthralled.
I would give it 5, but there is a point of the match where I went, oh God, it kind of brought me out of it for a couple seconds. And I don't remember the exact moment off the top of my head, but I just remember going, okay.
Was it during the catch out of the air with the barricade spot?
Yeah.
That was a little oddball. I agree.
That brought me out of the moment for that's why I said it's a 4.5 match, which is not terrible. That's a fucking incredible match. It's an absolute watch match.
Yeah.
But I have to minus the 0.5 for the fact that I look at that and I go, ooh, that kind of kills the moment.
I mean, there was a moment where it was kind of like quiet and both men really were kind of incapacitated to a degree. I mean, they got in like an 18 count, so I understand your points as well. Again, I've only watched the show with one run through because that's the thing about New Japan Pro Wrestling. Their shows average about 3 hours.
Unless it's G1 Classic, then it's 5.
Yeah, but that's worth it.
Very true.
Anyway.
But anyway, yeah, this is a good match. Definitely check it out if you want to see a nowadays New Japan match. Here it is. It's fun. It's a great time. Next match.
The 6th match, 30-minute time limit to 1 fall, 3-on-3 showcase. Team Chaos versus Team Bullet Club. Stone Pitbull, Tomohiro Ishii, one of my favorites. I swear his head's made of concrete.
Love
the Headhunter, Yoshihashi. And he says she stands for gold. He is the warrior, Hiroki Goto, versus Tokyo Pimp, Yojiro Takahashi, with Pita. Pita has such a cute voice, by the way.
Wait, is that his valet?
Yes.
She is
smoke.
Keep it. Yeah.
Smoke show.
Keep it simple.
Absolute smoke.
No. James. Smoke stacked.
Yes.
You guys not notice when she comes out, they literally do camera shots of her butt zoomed in and zoom out.
Wonderful.
The correct way to book a cameraman. I hope there's a storyline in some professional wrestling company where the cameraman gets sued for showing fucking images of Diva's butts.
What the? I'm dead. I'm weak. What the hell? Let's put off the deep end.
You fucking know you would tune in just to hear about this nonsense.
You know what?
You know what you've been doing?
I know.
We need to stop. He needs to be stopped.
You know what would be hilarious too? If the guy who was zooming in on her happened to be Yano in disguise. It would work.
I'm not gonna hilarious. Part, but all right. Anyway, and Yojiro Takahashi and Pita, and the partners are the Never Openweight Champion Kenta, Revive. I am here, and Reeve with the Switchblade, IWGP Intercontinental Champion and leader of Bullet Club, Jay White. You know the stories here: the Never Openweight title and the IWGP Intercontinental title. But this was more focused on the Intercontinental title because in the end, Goto won with his GTR pinning the Tokyo Pimp Yojiro Takahashi. This was not. I
love that he just ripped off the Godfather gimmick, but it works so much for him. Like he looks great in the gimmick. The whole pimp outfit is the best. He needs more women though. He can't just have that one girl.
James.
I mean, that's just me.
Oh, he's a loyal man.
He's a loyal pimp, is what you're saying.
He needs to be. Listen, he is a player in a management position.
I mean, true.
He's a pimp.
So what you're saying is, it's just that one girl for the rest of the club?
Dude, as I told you, he is a player in a management position. He's
all right.
You know the hilarious part of that is there's an image and everybody's been parving on. I liked a Pure Japanese Pro Wrestling, I think is the name of the group Facebook page, and they shared an image with Kenta with her, and everyone's perving on her. and everyone's like, I know. I mean, hey, in fairness,
people.
Coming from the guy who pervs on Allie there.
Get off my TV.
What are you talking about?
You perv on Allie, don't lie.
It's fun, all right? I like Allie. I like her character.
Hey, listen, dude. Listen, Jack. All right, bro. We get it. We all know that a search history was created 10 minutes into that fucking match, and we all know it happened. There's no denying manly feelings. If you deny it, you have problems.
Very true. Anyway,
have higher standards because you're not about what.
Listen, dude, Jack, Broham, Han Finnegan. We all sometimes you just gotta sit back, relax, unbutton the pants, pop the.
All right.
Right to censor. Back to wrestling. Jesus Christ. Okay. So the story here is Tomohiro Ishii still super pissed off at Kenta. He wants that Never Openweight title back because
and really the whole reason for this 6-man was to build up two things.
Yeah,
it was to three things.
Right.
It was to build up Kenta versus Ishii for the Never Openweight title, hopefully at Wrestle Kingdom, please. To build up Jay White, trying to be a double champion and teasing that he might defend it against either Goto or Naito, who was on commentary on the Japanese side.
Well, I thought you said Naruto.
No, it's Naito.
Yeah, not Shibuya, not Nabuya, or anybody like that. But the thing is,
more charismatic than that fucking pudgy fuck. Okay,
calm down.
Gotta eat ramen to blow out your ass.
Calm down. Anyway, Goto has legitimate claims to Jay White's title because he beat Jay White during the G1. Yes. Jay White did not beat Goto during the G1, so it makes sense that he would face him for the title. Even though Jay White's saying, "You're not getting this. You're not getting this. This is my destino. I'm the
fucking man." Anyway. I love Jay White. Jay White's hilarious. This is a fucking nut, dude.
Let's go on to the next match. First off, this match was changed due to the typhoon, and I can only imagine how PO'd Jon Moxley was. But business is business, and he is still rumored to be at Wrestle Kingdom. But before
Which is great.
So let's just talk about this match right now. The vacant IWGP United States Championship. Lance Archer of Suzuki-gun, after his tremendous performance during the G1, versus the flamboyant Juice Robinson, once again changing his getup. But Lance Archer also changed it from a normal wrestling match back to, hey, the people came here to see a no disqualification match. So I dare you to give the people what they want and take me on in this world. And basically that was the thing. He was like, okay, make it official.
He also said because everybody dies.
Yeah, because everybody effing dies.
Everybody motherfucking die.
That's the thing about Lance Archer. You're at ringside, you're going to get hit. So if Lance Archer's coming out, expect to get knocked out. Poor young Lion.
Talk shit, gets smacked into the back row.
Lance Archer, he's one of these guys from the very tail end, and that's all. Like, if you're a WWE mark, that's all you remember him for. But if you watch New Japan and see where he is now compared to that final year of WWE ECW existence, it's like night and day. This guy's fucking element here. I kid you not, he waylaid Juice Robinson in this match.
Juice Robinson was not prepared for this. He obviously wanted to face Jon Moxley. He didn't stand a freaking chance.
Dude, it was uncomfortable. And
Juice Umino almost suffered the best ref by the way.
What he ended up doing was, Juice Robinson gets in an early flurry early on, gets a few chair shots in, a couple chair shots, but then Lance Archer grabs him by the neck and then just lifts him up and drives him through the fucking Japanese announce table. And I swear to God, it looked like Juice Robinson died.
That was a lot of force for that table, keep in mind. I was like, damn!
And then Lance Archer was like, I'm gonna one up Yano here, and just removes every single turnbuckle pad off. He removes all 4 pads. Yep. And even the commentary pointed it out, like, this ain't Yano cuteness. This is Lance Archer looking to kill a motherfucker. He puts in 2 chairs wedged into 2 corners. Then he puts in 2 tables wedged in the opposite 2 corners.
Yes.
He goes back into the crowd after he's done playing Mr. Handyman and smashes chair shots repeatedly onto the back of Juice Robinson, brings him back into the ring, sends him face first into one of the chairs, and again, I swear Juice just died. He tries to mount back a comeback, ends up hitting a cannonball through the table onto to Lance Archer. Correct. Until Lance Archer got back up and then just drove him into the table. Or I think he just threw him into the table. He pounced him into the table.
Yep.
And again, thought he was dead. And then he hits the everybody dies claw to win the match.
He actually hits a blackout before that on a stack of steel chairs.
Right. Everybody
dies. Oh my god,
that was so sickly, dude.
The fact that Juice kicked out of that drove freaking Lance Archer to a whole nother playing field. And keep in mind also, Lance Archer worked on his left hand, stopping his left hand of God, which Juice did hit at one point because he said, "Eat shit!" Knocked him out, but it didn't have the full effect, so he pinned him. Lance Archer was able to kick out. But again, at the end, like you said, everybody dies claw, the EBD, for the win. Already on an incapacitated, pretty much knocked out Juice Robinson, and he becomes the 7th IWGP United States Heavyweight Champion. And just as it seemed he was about to go in for more punishment, an old ally returns, David Finlay. So
David Finlay, who had shoulder surgery, who, by the way, in case anybody did not know, I believe is the son of Fit Finlay.
You are correct.
And he chased off Lance Archer because he's a psychopath. That's pretty much David Finlay's gimmick. He's just nuts. He doesn't give a shit.
We're going to have 2 cycles challenging each other for this U.S. title.
Yes. This was this was, if you want to see a fun, nearly one-sided match, this is the match for you. Because, I'll give Juice Robinson one bit of credit. It did not make him look too weak because, again, he didn't expect this match, and they booked it as such. They didn't do this 50-50 nonsense.
Nope.
They did it. 75% of the offense was Lance Archer, and 25% of it was like Juice Robinson, which I liked. Again, two guys that came from. You looked at like where their careers were in WWE, and they come to New Japan, and it's like they have a new lease on life there. So yeah, this was fun. Just honest to God fun.
This was brutality. This was Lance Archer's murder playground. He even said, I think, at one point, and it lived up to the name. And Lance Archer finally gets gold. Sorry,
it was 2 3/4 stars, but it was like the best 2 3/4 star match I've ever seen.
Agreed.
Because it was just fun. What did you think of Lance Archer, Mike?
Go
This
for
is
it.
good shit.
Did you like his catchphrase?
Everybody dies.
No,
You don't like it?
I've heard better.
I like his delivery on it. I laugh every time he delivers on it.
Yeah, he has F in between it.
Everybody motherfucking dies.
And he literally got up in Kevin Kelly's face, and I think Roger Romero was in there at the time, scared for his life. Like, no, everybody dies. And of course, everybody still died. He still knocks everybody out from around the ringside.
Oh yeah, he beat up the poor young lion. I forgot about this.
Poor Yuya Yamara. He didn't deserve that. Jeez.
But
What were you saying, Mike?
my whole thing with this whole gimmick is that it's good. I'm not gonna shit all over it and say fucking terrible. He's just Taz.
Well, I mean, it is a sort of submission that's not really a choke, more like a brain squeeze, and it does work, it seems, or palm in the face. Even tried to and rescues Umino at one point with that.
So you're saying that he's Kurgan?
Maybe.
He does the fucking iron claw to the head? Does he also scream saliva shoots out of his nose?
He tries to do his best impersonation of Triple H with the water spit.
Yeah, to his hand though. That's what's weird.
But that's the only the only example that I can compare him to is Taz, because Taz had the better line.
Beat me if you can, survive if I let you.
That's so much better.
I think it's Titantron read that to a degree at AEW Dark. I guess we'll find that out next week, though. All right. Well, we talked about the reason the card got changed. We talked about some changed matches. We talked about some stories. Let's talk about the story, because these next two matches determined our IWGP Heavyweight Championship main event. Starting with Chris Mason's favorite, Evil, representing Los Ingobernables de Japón, versus the current IWGP Heavyweight Championship right to challenge contract holder and winner of G1 Climax this year, the Golden Star, Kota Ibushi.
I like what New Japan does, because with Money in the Bank, you could lose and there's no repercussion when you win the belt. But here, you have to defend that briefcase at least once, and I really enjoyed that here. And we got a great match out of it, by the way.
Did you say totally rip that off for our show, at least to an extent?
Yes, I am.
Okay, hold on. Let me write it down. Give me a second. Hold on, I got a piece of paper. Hold on, I'm gonna just.
Okay, good.
Fuck.
All right. You heard nothing. Anyway. Back to the match. This match was awesome.
4 minutes of brutality here, as Evil was finally trying to prove a point, saying that everything is evil, and he went with all the momentum going into this, because in previous tag encounters, both in New York and in New Japan, at New Japan Road and Fighting Spirit Pro Unleashed, he and his partner Sonata beat Okada and Kota in tag matches, with Evil pinning Kota each time. And the reason this match was brought about in the beginning was because Evil beat Kota Ibushi back at the G1. Basically, the champion and the contract holder, they have to overcome the obstacles they couldn't overcome in the G1 to prove they are worthy of main eventing the Tokyo Dome. This was the last obstacle for Kota Ibushi, and his hardest one to date. Of course, Milano, he was in a trance, with the glowing eye. That's Scythe. Yeesh.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But you know what I really like too? I liked how Evil wrestled here. He was just an evil motherfucker trying to steal this away from Kota. And ironic to his name. Another thing before the match even started, I really enjoyed his outfit.
Of course.
His entrance outfit was just cool. I just wanted to say
it's one of the coolest. It's one of the coolest things. It's like Evil's like the Dark Reaper, basically. With him, darkness arrives, darkness falls. The arena falls, the darkness, green layers of light. You got the glowing axes and penta-signed fans. Milano holding one of each because Milano is a huge supporter of Evil. So
this one of the spots in this match, and I don't know how Kota is able to do this every time without fail. That fucking Hurricane Rana, like where he just springs off the rope and then just hits it.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Unreal. And I really like that he just had to throw everything at Evil. Like Evil really wanted that shot, and I really one of the things I really liked was like he paid tribute to Nakamura with the Boombayah knee, or trying to hit it, and then obviously didn't get to hit it. You could break down the rest of the spots.
Right arm of Evil, turn him inside out.
You can break down the rest of the spots. I'll chime in when we get to the.
I just got a few because you know me, because again I summed it up in 3 words: lariats and kicks. This was a battle of 2 strikers. Yes. Kota Ibushi relies heavily on his striking, and they also put over how he might still be sustaining an injury on his ankle. Yeah. And then Evil, he's just a guy that's obviously got the power end here, it seems, just from his size. And he wailed in on Kota Ibushi. Kota, of course, getting some nice spots in with some Saito suplexes and double stomps. Evil, of course, gets a superplex on Kota. And then Kota eventually pile drives Evil. And you're just getting Kota to see brutality, just getting brutalized. You're wondering if he's going to channel that darkness in him, because they say he's like got 2 gods in him, it seems. Eventually, he does channel that, because at one point, he freaking power bombs Evil. And then another point, he turns Evil inside out with his own lariat after Evil turned him inside out earlier. There was Snapdragon suplexes. There was how is either of these men's arms not broken is another question here.
Yeah,
but
right.
Eventually, like you said, he goes with the Boom by Yay. Evil, of course, he takes him out. He does Darkness Falls. It's not enough. Then he tries to go for his other finisher. Everything is Evil. Couldn't hit it. Kota counters it. Kota eventually gets the offense in and gets Evil down enough to hit him with 1 Kamagoye. Not enough to beat him. And immediately
goes for a second knee strike.
Second Kamagoye. And somehow, some way, Kota has finally beaten his last demon, per se, and has claimed once and for all his right to challenge for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship at Wrestle Kingdom in the longest bout of the night so far.
I know we're going backwards, but we talked about Kota paying tribute to Shinsuke. How the hell could we forget about El Phantasmo paying tribute to Styles and Kenny Omega?
Yeah, right. Previous Bullet Club leaders. You're absolutely right. He did do that. Again,
he did the V trigger on Ospreay, and he also did the Styles Clash on Ospreay. Just wanted to get that out there.
Will Ospreay with the match with both those men. He's lost matches to both those men.
Yes. Continue with the next match. With the match we're on now.
Well, sorry. I mean, that pretty much, like I said, wraps it up. Evil, I know he's distraught, disappointed. This was his last chance. He wants to reach that pinnacle moment. He's never been IWGP Heavyweight Champion. He's never main evented the Tokyo Dome. And in the end, it wasn't enough to overcome the Golden Star. He threw everything at him, and it just wasn't enough. Now you two can break the match and talk about your thoughts on either person however you want. Mike, I'll start with you.
Mike?
10 out of 10. Best shit. Let's go.
You really liked it, huh?
Dude, okay, listen. I live in a world where Dan Severn should have been a super huge champion for the fact that his whole gimmick was submitting and knocking motherfuckers out on a weekly basis.
True.
Fair enough.
Very true.
And again, I am talking about Dan the Beast Severn with fucking 120 victories. Most of, almost, we'll say 90% of them being submission victories.
So, are you saying that Evil kind of reminds you of a Dan Severn?
Well, no, Evil is 100% his own thing. Because, well, I mean, he's not his own thing, let's be honest. He's just a big monster. That's whole gimmick is, I am going to put you on the ground. And I won't stop hitting you till you stop moving. Which, by the way, I've always asked the question, why isn't the mounted punch considered a submission?
Very true.
It should be. If you're
technically because they can't defend themselves and they actually have a count.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I mean, if you're going to be in a submission, you got to be in a hole where you can't necessarily, have a way out. I mean, it's not necessarily like a knockout. I mean, incapacitation could be a submission, but even then, that's constituted as a knockout sometimes too, depending on where you're at. So,
well, let me ask you it like this: if you had a guy like Sonny Kiss,
yeah,
down on the ground, and Lesnar's on top of him in a mount position, and throwing fucking haymakers, and he taps, does that count as a submission victory?
I would say yes, because he tapped. That's a submission. Matt Riddle does something similar in NXT with his bromission. He literally ties the opponent up on the mat and collapses their chest, and literally his opponents have tapped out to that. So you're right.
That's what I'm saying, is that a mount punch or any type of punch formatted combat should be considered a
you have that you have to count of 5 to break it up.
Yeah.
But even then, like, I can give a great example with even a fucking video game, WWF No Mercy. The mount punch that's in the game counts as a submission victory.
Oh.
Yeah, even in that game.
Anyway, we're off topic. What do you think of the match?
Nah, he's technical wrestling, so he's still off topic. But let's talk about Evil technical wrestling and what do you think's next for Evil at this point? Go, Mike.
It's good shit. I mean, there's not much that I can really add into it. It's
the match basically.
It's a fucking brawl.
I love this. Yeah, it was exactly what Mike said. It was a brawl.
It was a fight.
It's two dudes beating the shit out of each other.
Just for an opportunity at the belt too. That's how much the belt fucking means, and that's how much
Tokyo Dome means. In the main event of their biggest show of the year.
Biggest show in wrestling, period.
As I said before we started the recording, when I was told in the nowadays WWE or the Universal Champion, it means nothing because the company made it feel like nothing.
Here, the belts mean fucking everything. Every belt in Japan, in New Japan, means fucking everything.
They only have
especially, 8 titles, and the world title means the most.
They only have 8 titles too, and it's not like one is overshadowed by the other. They're just classified differently, and every year, all those titles are showcased to the fullest.
Yes, and more from other companies.
James, your thoughts anymore on this match or either participant?
This match was just unbelievable. Fuck off. I know, you want to come in. God damn it, this cat. Right in the middle of what I'm talking to. Hold on. Technical difficulties.
Demon Hunter, I should have put that up here.
As I was saying before I got rudely interrupted. This match was really, really fun. It was a fun, striking affair. As you said, the fact that one is more of a haymaker kind of wrestler and Evil, and the other one just has devastating kicks and Ibushi. One's like just a power man kind of guy in Evil. The other one's a high flyer. I thought it was a great contrast to styles, and I thought these guys told an awesome story to boot with the briefcase on the line to challenge Okada and or Sonata in the main event of Tokyo Dome. Great match.
Good match. And Evil, he swung for the fences literally with one chair shot that knocked the chair off.
Oh my God! Right? Yeah.
still have a neck with all the punishment he receives from it. And the fact that his kicks have no effect on Evil, but later on he threw like what you think would be like a Kamehameha power type kick that collapsed Evil's chest and knocked him to the mat. Damn!
Yes. And
we have a word for that in WIW.
Oh, what's that?
The fuck you kick.
basically what it is, the fuck you kick.
I mean, he makes you so mad that you make him so mad he's going to kick your chest in. He's going to make sure you go down or can't breathe, or both.
Yes. And then, with that being said, definitely, honestly, probably my third favorite match of the night. I rated this 4 3/4. I enjoyed it a lot.
Fair enough. All right.
And that
Mike,
brings
you
us.
got a rating for this match at all?
As I've said before, I think that this is a 4-star match, but Jesus Christ, it's totally worth 4 stars. This is a fucking brawl, dude.
I enjoyed it.
All right, which leads us into our main event that has been in the making since these two first battled each other at New Japan Pro Wrestling Dontaku. Rainmaker, the current IWGP Heavyweight Champion, the 69th, don't get any thoughts, 69th champion, Kazuchika Okada on his 4th defense, shut up, versus Cold Skull Sonata, Chaos versus LIJ. By the way, Kota Ibushi, he's just freelance New Japan Pro Wrestling. He's with no faction. So this match was founded on like this. These two first met each other at New Japan Pro Wrestling Dontaku in the main event, and it was one of Okada's hardest bouts to date, to the point that he now calls Sonata his rival. We go for the G1 Climax. These two meet each other one-on-one again. In the previous encounter, Okada won, retaining his title. But in a non-title encounter that led towards winning the G1 Climax and stopping Okada's unstoppable reign, Sonata beat him nearly to a draw. 13 seconds left in the match before it would have gone to a draw. Sonata beat Okada. Then we go on after the G1, and Okada suddenly defends his title against the King, Minoru Suzuki, at NJPW Royal Quest. Still one of my favorite matches all year. And Sonata comes out and be like, hey, you didn't beat me in G1. You're not through yet. I want to challenge you for that. Okada just wants the best out of everybody he's in the ring with to make him better. We go through Flying Spirit Pro Unleashed, New Japan Road, Tag Team Showcase, as I said before. Though Sonata's not pinned Okada, LIJ has gotten the better of Okada and Kota. And the fact of the matter was Okada versus Kota going to remain the main event of Wrestle Kingdom. Because like you said, James, there's money in that match with two of the possibly the top names in all New Japan Pro Wrestling. And basically this match, it told what you might call a third. As Sonata, he was out here to do one thing and one thing only. Prove that he can lead New Japan Pro Wrestling into the future. And he came within an eyelash of doing it. In the longest match of the night at 36 minutes, 21 seconds, the longest bout these two have had in such a long time in their iconic history of 6-1 in Okada's favor. In overall matches, Sonata came this close after locking in Skull End multiple times, countering out of pile drivers, rainmakers, and even dropkick attempts. 3 staples of Okada. Only for Okada somehow, some way, when it seemed like he was unconscious, come back in with just enough strength to hit a rainmaker. 1, 2, 3, and Sonata extremely breaking down in tears, disappointed, feel like he failed himself, failed New Japan Pro Wrestling. And Okada kneels down and says, "You did good. It will be your time." Give him the thumbs up even. Thank you for this match. You are my rival. Now, I could go further into this match, but I want to get your perspectives on it while we talk about it as well. So first, James, it was the main event. It determined what Wrestle Kingdom could have been. Take me your thoughts for Okada versus Sonata.
Oh, my God. Well, the first thing I want to say is this is a 5-star all the way. Such a great way to close off this show, and such an awesome showing for Sonata. I was watching Sonata in his early days of TNA and how they poorly utilized him, and to see that he's able to reinvent himself and get some shine now, and in the main event of this show was awesome. Even if he didn't win, I think he came out a winner here. The match was just it started off hot with an open flurry. Then it slowed down to a crawl for a bit, which is not a bad thing, by the way. It was the way it slowed down. Okada made you hang on his every move, as he's known to do, and so did Sonata at points. This crowd was so into everything these guys were doing. These two were majorly over in Corrigan Hall. But yeah, he lost Sonata, that is, and we'll see what happens when it comes to Okada and Ibushi, because I'm really looking forward to that, because that's going to be the main event of Wrestle Kingdom. Great match. Highly recommend this to anybody that wants to get into New Japan. This would be one of the matches I would say if you want a nowadays New Japan match. Any match with Okada in it, he elevates the next person. Win or lose, he elevates them to a whole nother level. There's a reason why, even though Jay White lost, he's IWGP Intercontinental Champion right now. He's that damn good. Honest to God, he's probably the best. Probably just the best wrestler in Japan right now. And that's high praise, because there's been some he might be the best champion of all time. And that goes through a lot of fucking names. That goes through a lot of names. We're talking Ric Flair, we're talking Dusty Rhodes. Like, every time I see an Okada match, I'm enthralled. Every single Okada match I've ever seen, it's like it's either 4, 5, 6, and he's even broke the scale to 7 stars if you're certain people. He's just fucking unbelievable. He's just an unbelievable performer. Unbelievable. He's New Japan for life. Like, that guy's gonna, he's such a fucking Hall of Fame candidate. If he does not get into the Hall of Fame 5 years from now, like the real Hall of Fame in in Texas, he needs to be in that. I think. Like, he's that damn good in the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, because he's just amazing at what he does. That being said, I've done enough of sucking Okada's dick, but honest to God, he's great.
Oh, you haven't.
Anyway, Mike, what did you think of this match?
All right, Mike, take it away, man. Give me your thoughts. Break it all out.
It's a 5-star match. Walking into that match, it's a fucking 5-star match. While the match is happening, it's a 5-star match when they go to fucking end.
Yes.
There are some matches that exist that are 5-star matches at the start, and then it weans a little bit, and then it just goes, it's a good 5-star match, but it could be a little bit better. This was fantastic.
I love this match.
It is incredibly done, and you can feel that these boys do their best to put on a show.
Yeah, and make the title mean a lot too.
Because the title should mean a lot. I'm sorry. Yes, all lived in a world where WWE has taken a world heavyweight title and made it go, it's the same thing. We just put the same logo on it and made it different colors. Fuck it.
All right, let's keep it positive here. And we're focusing on a whole different world, and that's one of the reasons of its strength. So, yeah, guys, it made it official, and this took the rivalry to a whole new level, and probably the best match Sonata has had. And truth be told, James, to your credit, if you listen to PWI 500, Okada was named like one of the top 10 wrestlers of all time this year, while he was number 1 last year. Okada's got to be like one of the best wrestlers in the world, bar none. And this match was incredible. Like I said, hot start, both men trying to go for the finishers right out of the gate. Rainmaker, Skull End, no. They jockey for position with some offense, and then they finally reach a stalemate after trading drop kicks, standing drop kicks, I might add, and getting up. The crowd split down the middle. Okada, Sonata, Okada, Sonata. They eventually go outside the ring. They jockey for position. There's suplexes on the floor. And then Okada, he gets some subtlety mind games in there when Sonata's in the ropes. You break it up. He goes, ah! That's the chest. Everybody falls for that.
Okada is on the list for being one of the top 10 faces of all time. I think that we need to split up the list of fucking, top 10 wrestlers. You need to split it as top 10 faces and top 10 heels.
He's a great fucking face.
And only a few can say that they've been both, and they've worked incredible in both angles, no matter the storyline.
True that.
Anyway,
that's
as you were saying, Noah.
Very
you're
sparse
good.
list.
We get more drop kicks, and eventually Okada, he tries to gain advantage. Sanada sweetly drops him out, and we get Milano approved Paradise Lock, where he just ties up Okada, literally to the point that if you move, it just gets tighter and tighter. I can only imagine how much that sucks. That Paradise Lock maneuver, where he just ties him up in the ring, but Milano gets the heads up.
I don't even know how he does it. Like, is that even possible? Can you legit tie yourself up in a knot like that?
It's seamless.
Yes.
It makes it seamless.
It's very easily possible.
Well, fair enough.
Only
You are
Ryan Sanada, Milano approved, originally of that. He does it right. And then he kicks him, breaks it up. I can only imagine the strain on his muscles while he just hold on to that. Ugh. Anyway, later on, though, Okada, he gains some advantage over Sanada with a wicked top rope missile drop kick. Takes Sanada to the other side of the ring.
Yes.
Damn.
Is this the match where they had the freaking Hurricane Rana reverse into the powerbomb? Or was that the last match?
Last match.
It was the last match. Okay. I wanted to say that spot, but I didn't remember for some reason which match it was. Because both of these matches were really good.
Yeah, and they both elevated themselves, too, because Sanada literally catching Okada in what you think will be an RKO after Okada tries to fly off the top rope, literally catches him into a cutter. And then later on from there, he literally locks up Okada in the skull. And did this skull end not feel like it went on forever?
Yeah,
As you were trying to
I thought we were going to
down.
have a title change, actually.
That close. That close.
It was so unbelievably and you could tell like the emotion that he was exuding from the crowd, like unreal how awesome like Okada is as a wrestler. And same with Sanada. Sanada has improved leaps and bounds.
Look at Red Shoes and how he treats the matches too, letting the wrestlers tell the story and go absolutely to the max. Because an over ref brother like reading the bell, he was like making sure like, you still there? Still there? You give up? There's fun. It's like he's barely, if you can even hear a breath, barely responding, it seems, in that first skull end. To the point that Sanada, and then Chris, Sanada did not let this one go, did not forgo like the moonsault, basically. He kept on there forever, straining. Eventually, though, he lets it go, tries to go for a pinfall, not enough. Okada, he gets up, both these men jogging for position. Looks like he's going to pile drive Sanada, and eventually he does. We get the Rainmaker pose and the Y-cam shot. AEW does that with the best friends in the hug, but I digress. And anyway, I'm just saying. Anyway, Rainmaker, no counter. Both men trying to jog for position. Eventually, he goes for the skull again, spins him out, locks it in, ties him up again in it for an extended period of time. You're thinking, no. And then both men eventually, they're jockeying for pinfall positions because 1, 2, flip, 1, 2. Then both men literally got their 4 shoulders on the map. And as it looks like they're bridging, looking at each other, that takes incredible neck strength. Freaking monkey flip. Okada monkey flips, it seems, Sanada out of that combination. Pile drives him again. And finally, near 40 minutes in, a single, and the only Rainmaker I might add in this match, proving how effective that move can be, but how much Okada needs that and clinches that for a win, because I'm pretty sure you could have gone longer, but I don't know. Anyway, 1 Rainmaker later, 1, 2, 3, Okada freaking retained.
Not only that, but you also gotta remember too, there's a couple spots that really stick out to me. It was that bridging the monkey flips that they were doing.
Yeah.
Which were like, I guess the one point I want to make in this, if you want to see every style merged into one, watch this match.
Pretty much.
Honest to God, watch this match. This had every style. It had Lucha Libre, it had Strong Style, it had Catch as Can, it had mat wrestling, it had old school wrestling, it had like nowadays wrestling, like every single style of wrestling that you could think of, other than maybe tag team, is in this match.
I kind of have a tag team wrestling when you only have 2 people on opposite sides. I mean,
I don't know, man. It seems to me like they would have pulled it off, especially with Red Shoes in there.
Schizophrenics.
Yeah, true. I mean, I feel like they could have pulled it off. All you need is Red Shoes and you're good. He counts for 2 people.
Red Shoes, make sure that the wrestlers give you every last possible thing they can in a match.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Without
wrestlers,
taking
for the-
away from the match as well, by
Yeah.
the way. And
I really hope one day I can see a Regis Umino ref match before he retires. And shout out to Taker Hattori after 40 years of being a ref, officially retiring. Anyway, but following this, we get, of course, Okada sending off the crowd, or so it seems. He first, of course, acknowledges the whole place, and then he says, I am going into Wrestle Kingdom as IWGP Heavyweight Champion. I have now conquered all possible obstacles that can take me on. And then he calls out his adversary that did the same thing tonight. Ibushi! They both come out, and Ibushi says, look, I want to go in against you and steal the show. However, I also want to make history. I'm just trying to translate as much as I can because I can speak Japanese. And, of course, Chris Charlton, thank goodness for that guy. He translated. But basically, the bottom line is this. He was basically saying, how about I first take on the Intercontinental Champion, and then I take you on, and we go title for a title. And Okada's like, are you crazy? You're doing anything. You're going to go through me first. And then Okada stakes his claim that he's going to be the first man to hold 2 belts. So now we know what could possibly be the outcome at the end of this 2-day Wrestle Kingdom. Okada or Kota may leave Wrestle Kingdom with 2 belts, or none, or 1. But bottom line is this. He says, oh, regardless, the next time I come back in Ryogoku, I will make it rain. The golden streamers come down. That's the end of the show. But it wasn't over there because, of course, they do post-interviews, and we find backstage brawling between Tomohiro Ishii and Kenta. We find the acknowledgement of Kota Ibushi about how much this means to him. Do not give up on me. I am coming out there to make history as me and Okada will main event. There's your answer. Main event night 1 of Wrestle Kingdom, or day 1, depending on how you look at it.
Fair enough.
And basically, we also learned how much Liger, he respects Norizuki for what he did. He lost here, but he wants Norizuki again, but we know what match is coming for him. We also learned a bit more about Jay White and how he claims that I am going to leave Wrestle Kingdom with 2 belts. Gozo, you want this? You're not going to get it. I am not going to let you. It's my destino. And Taiji further illustrating the point, I'm going to do what Naito couldn't do. And Will Ospreay acknowledging the match he had with ELP, acknowledging how he and him connected through the New Japan Dojo, but also how this title right here, it proves that it could main event the Tokyo Dome. But who's next? I need competition. I want people to step up. I want people to challenge me. And then we get a distraught Juice Robinson with David Finlay saying, I could have done it. I wasn't ready for this. I wanted to be John Moxley. I wanted to become the champion. And now David Finlay's in place, says, the feet hurts. It hurts bad, but he'll be okay. But now I'm back, and I can assure you I am back, and I'm coming after you, Lance Archer. Just to give you guys some subtleties in our end. And Evo still distraught, and we'll see what's next for Evo Sonata. Maybe the World Tag League will issue them another opportunity at Wrestle Kingdom for Tag Gold, because we don't know what's next for both those divisions. But the bottom line is this. That is the end of New Japan Pro Wrestling, Camp Pro Wrestling, and once again, it delivered for me.
This is an A show, 100%. I rate this 95 out of 100. Great show.
Mike, what about you?
I have to agree. It's an incredible show. If you haven't seen it yet, watch it. If you have seen it, watch it again. If you're watching it again right now, we'll go back to the start. Fuck it.
Yes. So you agree 95 out of 100 then, Mike?
I'm gonna give it a 90 out of 100. There's a couple small gripes that I have, but I think it's just mostly I had technical difficulties on my side.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
So.
Well, anyway, we also learned after this that we have 2 title matches made official, headlining Power Struggle November 3rd. For those of you who don't know, Power Struggle is the final night of the Super Junior Tag League 2019. We will crown the winner of the Super Junior Tag League to challenge potentially the Super Junior Tag League Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, or the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. They can call whoever they want to challenge them. At the final night, which I will do predictions on, Team IndyQSA will do predictions on it. James, you on?
Yeah, I'm on.
It will be
Indy Force will probably do predictions as well.
It'll be Jay White versus Hiroki Goto for the IWGP Intercontinental title, and Kenta versus Tomohiro Ishii for the IWGP Never Openweight title, and Naito versus Taiji, just cuz. And obviously, this is going to be about a statement to make. So, We also learned, however,
something tells me that will be the number one contendership unofficially for the Intercontinental Championship night one.
it certainly wouldn't surprise me. And so far for Wrestle Kingdom, we have 2 matches made.
It's got to be Naito, by the way. If Naito wins against Ishii, he's got to win against Jay White, and it has to be Naito versus Okada too. It has to be the main event of night 2.
You feel like it has to happen?
It has to happen.
Let me ask you this before I talk about Wrestle Kingdom so far. Last year's Wrestle Kingdom main event, as you know, was... Oh, no, let me go back 2 years.
2 years. It was 2 years ago.
2 years ago, it was Naito versus Okada. However, some would say that the match of that night was actually Okada versus, it was Kenny versus Jericho. Do you think that Tetsuya Naito, in his mind, felt like he was overshadowed in that match?
I don't think so, actually. I thought that Okada versus Naito was the better match of the two.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of those few people that thought that match was better. I think star-wise, yeah, him and Okada both got overshadowed by Jericho's appearance in the semi-main at Wrestle Kingdom 12 in 2017. But I thought Naito and Okada had the better match, and you could tell why it was the main event. And you could tell, you could tell they had the crowd by the end. So that's why that's my thought on it. Another question that I don't know, somebody asked me this. You didn't ask me this, but another question somebody asked is why didn't Naito win? Why does Okada have to retain him? Well, something tells me they're going to have something for Naito later on because New Japan actually books very, very long term.
Well,
this must be what they have planned for Naito.
Considering that JY's right-hand man Gato is one of the leads in creative for New Japan Pro Wrestling, and Rocky Romero is the executive vice president of New Japan Pro Wrestling, and rumor has it, next year, the current president of New Japan Pro Wrestling is leaving the company after Wrestle Kingdom, and potentially Minoru Suzuki is too. 2020, everything resets. And after Wrestle Kingdom, we, of course, have New Year's Dash. But again, we got 2 days, and they are calling it 2 nights of Wrestle Kingdom. And so far, we only have 2 matches and just night 1. The 2 matches are a 5-on-5 tag showcase where Liger will team with all of these legends, and I cannot get the names right now for you. Sorry, folks. And then, of course, we got the main event of night 1 being Kazuchika Okada versus Kota Ibushi. Rumor has it, we're going to see who faces the IWGP champion. You're thinking that's Tetsuya Naito. I can totally see that happening. We need to go for the tag to figure out the junior heavyweights and the regular tag titles. And let's keep in mind there was another person missing from this show, Zack Sabre Jr.
And Jon Moxley as well. Jon Moxley definitely will be there.
Yeah, he says he's going to be there. I hope it's against Minoru Suzuki. Zack Sabre Jr. says he wants to be 3 belts. He wants the heavyweight, the Intercontinental, and keep, of course, his British heavyweight title, which he also plans to defend. And he wants to throw away the Intercontinental title in the trash, actually, because he says, that's worthless. And then also, rumor has it, it looked like they were building the seeds for it. Could it happen? Are we going to get the ace of New Japan, Hiroshi Tanahashi, versus the Painmaker, Chris Jericho?
I'd be fine with it.
And that's really all we can figure out right now as far as this Wrestle Kingdom goes. But for now, I guess only time will tell, because currently we got Power Struggle, we got Cindy, Lucky with New Japan Showdown. We'll see if they actually get the cards for that. It's not just like special shows that they do in California.
You think they're gonna have a Ring of Honor World Title match with Rush?
I don't know, because again, Ring of Honor is doing their own thing now. They're not doing anything with New Japan Pro Wrestling, and they're not doing anything with the NWA because they're doing their own thing. By the way, NWA Into the Fire pay-per-view, it's already sold out.
I actually am ready for that. I don't know.
And we'll do predictions for that for Indie Force and Team IndyQ as well. That's going to be extremely fun.
I see why they want to do their own thing. But man, I don't know. If I'm New Japan, I would have still kept it, and I probably would have still seen what I could have done for Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor should have done everything they could to try to keep their partnerships with New Japan and NWA, because
that's the reason New Japan left, though. New Japan did not like the way they were working with Ring of Honor at the time. And I bet that starts all the way back to the G1 Supercard show. And as far as NWA goes,
I agree.
They're just doing their own thing for now. And so far it's working because you see Colt Cabana involved, and Colt Cabana works in Ring of Honor. So I feel like the NWA and Ring of Honor are likely to come back together more realistically.
So you know what I think is going to happen then? New Japan's going to be working with AEW sooner rather than later. They kind of already are with Moxley. So
there was rumor that Minoru Suzuki, if he leaves, he'll go to one or two promotions, either back to Pro Wrestling Noah, and I recently watched the match between him and Kenta, or they did say, they threw that name out there, AEW.
I think you should. I think AEW should see what they can do to get a partnership with New Japan now. If Ring of Honor and New Japan are not partners anymore, they need to swoop in and get a deal going. Could you imagine a main event pay-per-view caliber match with Kenny Omega as the AEW World Champion and Kazuchika Okada as the IWGP Heavyweight Champion?
Good Lord, dude, you're crazy.
And have a winner take all. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Have that in America, you're gonna have that fucking sellout quick.
Fair point. Mike, is there anything you want to ask for maybe partnerships that should happen? What you think might happen at Wrestle Kingdom? Or any closing thoughts? Because I think we're just about done here.
Yeah, what about you, Mike? What do you think will happen for Wrestle Kingdom?
You know what? I'm not going to give a prediction because I don't know. Because things can change and things have changed. So if I give a prediction and it becomes false, then what's the point? I have to see the card and see what they're going to be doing.
Fair enough.
That's the fun, though, I will say, about predicting stuff. Because even if it doesn't happen, in this company, you're okay with what doesn't happen because it's not going to disappoint you.
Yes. Very true. All right.
Okay, I got nothing else. I'm done.
All right, so this is what we'll do. Noah, you plug your stuff first, and Mike will go to you. Noah?
All right.
Where can they check you out, my friend?
Yeah, a pleasure, gentlemen. If you all want to know me, folks, know this. I'm just a simple man and a lifelong fan of wrestling. And, of course, Minoru Suzuki. Castanino. So if you want to follow me, talk anything wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling, All Elite Wrestling, Ring of Honor, Impact Wrestling, various independent wrestling promotions, support pro wrestling, folks, and the good in WWE, NXT. Look me up on Twitter, nodq.com/Noah, takes you to my Twitter page, or at Enfoster1916 for those that hate URLs. Follow my civil YouTube channel at youtube.com/user/Noah210. Everything there is in nice, neat categories for you. It's all wrestling, predictions, recaps, previews, simple takes, reviews, rants, podcasts, you name it, it's there. It's wrestling. I just did Bound for Glory predictions. I'm Owen and Pay-Per-View, watching it live tomorrow. I'll be doing some coverage on New Japan Pro Wrestling soon. Team ADQ will be back with James here and more. We'll be doing predictions on various shows, including but not limited to AEW Full Gear, NWA Into the Fire, New Japan Pro Wrestling's Power Struggle, and of course Ring of Honor Final Battle, and more along those lines in between. Support NoDQ, there is them in YouTube. Buy a shirt, make a friend, make an enemy. Your opinions matter. NoDQ.com/merch. And as always, I'd like to close. Support your wrestling house, big and small. Let's keep growing this incredible, diverse, unique, elite wrestling community together. Simple as that.
And Mike, where can they check you out, my friend?
In the description below.
Well, yeah, but that's the easy answer.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, do you know your handles or no?
Oh, well, I do, but that's why it's in the description below.
Come on.
You
gotta say it.
Gotta say what? Oh, I gotta say
handles.
I gotta say if you're looking for, anything about me, you can find it in the description below.
No, you're supposed to say your handles on Twitter and Instagram.
James, websites don't have handles, for I cannot open them like drawers.
Yes, you can. It's called.
Oh, great. We're speaking
It's called you click
here.
the link.
Am I playing Assassin's
Drawers
Creed?
have links.
Freaking Socrates here. How could there be a handle if the handle is not visible?
All right, whatever. All right, yeah, check out Mike in the description. Twitter is Hell's Warrior 25, and because that's his WIW Twitter that I made like years ago. And Michael X 2000 and Michael X 2099 is his Instagram. Check it out. And with that being said, you saw the future me. I'm going to go back to past me where we talked to Owen and Chris about NXT and NWA Powerrr. Whoa! All right, see it? Great. Here's Past James back again. All right, we're back.
To invent the time travel.
We did our first time travel skit.
Time travel. There's
Woo-hoo!
past James and present James. And
There you
future
go.
James all in one.
Yep. All right, so we had NXT from October 9th, 2019. We had the commentary team of Beth Phoenix, Mauro Ranallo, and Nigel McGuinness, the best commentary team in pro wrestling.
Honest to God. Like that, even better than JR is Morrow. I can't even believe I'm saying that right now, but he's so goddamn good.
Just having more anywhere on a commentary team, and it's
Yes, 100%.
automatically. And then Nigel along with them is just
Great. And Beth is starting to hold her own now, finally.
First match was the NXT Cruiserweight Championship match. NXT Cruiserweight Champion Drew Gulak versus Lio Rush. This match was great. I really enjoyed this match. Gulak right off the bat goes for his drop kick, but Lio Rush reverses it, which I actually like that. That shows that he's studying. And he hits a Spanish fly right out of nowhere, out of the gate. Doesn't get the win. Lio Rush just gets a string of offense. He hits a suicide dive like 3 times right away, and he hits a wicked super kick. But then eventually, because unfortunately the quickness didn't catch up with them, Drew Gulak hit a wicked spinning backbreaker. Poor Lio Rush. Drew Gulak methodically picks apart Lio Rush. He hits a wicked drop kick on the turnbuckle. Lio Rush mounts a comeback, but Drew Gulak reverses it into the Gulak, and then Lio Rush reverses it himself into the Dragon Sleeper or the Rush Lock. And Lio Rush hits a springboard stunner off the bottom rope, and he hits the...
Which they're now calling bottoms up, or what are they calling it now? Morrow sets something up on commentary.
Yeah. And Drew Gulak hits the... forget the name of it off the top of my head because I've watched so much wrestling the past week, but the torture rack into the neck breaker. But Lio Rush gets his feet on the ropes. And then Lio Rush hits one frog splash, but it wasn't quite enough to get the win. He hits a second final hour, and he gets the win. Lio Rush becomes the new NXT Cruiserweight Champion. I was mildly surprised, but it makes sense because with 205 going through this change of being merged with NXT, I think Lio Rush is like the perfect person to kind of hold that championship right now.
Yeah, 100%.
And after hearing everything that Lio Rush went through with his mental illness and stuff, you couldn't not go with Lio Rush here. Afterwards, Regal comes out, and he's going to present him with the championship, but Drew Gulak gets in his face, and he puts the championship on him, and I quite like this.
Love this.
Great stuff. 4.5 stars.
This is a fucking fantastic match. Fantastic match.
Chris, any additional thoughts?
That was a great match. It was phenomenal. Great to see Lio Rush back. This is the gimmick that he definitely wanted to portray all along.
So, Chris, was this what got spoiled for you? Was Lio Rush winning the championship?
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Yep.
This was such a good match, though. Yeah. Honest to God, this was even if it was spoiled for some people, I really enjoyed it regardless. Because I think I got spoiled too, but I didn't care. I still marked out when he won the way.
By the way, I'm making an honorable call just because I had technical difficulties. We're not going to have time now to do the NWA Powerrr review, so we're going to hold that off until the next episode.
I think we'll be able to because we just got to talk about the first match. Relatively.
That's fine. I have to eat dinner.
I
got called like an hour and a half ago.
I didn't know that. Okay, yeah.
Drew Gulak then reacts to losing the championship on WWE.com. He basically says he's not mad that he lost the title, but he has to adapt with the change. Then Lio Rush talks about how being Cruiserweight Championship means that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I think he wasn't referring to death. He was referring to the fact that he had to go through all this mental illness stuff, and it meant something to him.
Yeah.
And then Finn Balor had 2 vignettes on the show, one showing his history in NXT and then one showing his history on the main roster.
Do more of this. Great. This is exactly what you need to do when you're counteracting program with AEW. You got to introduce the characters. A lot like what AEW was doing, you need to start doing that too.
Yeah.
Because it may not be AEW might be winning right now, but if you want to close out that gap, you got to keep doing that.
Yep. And you didn't really need to do it because everyone knows Finn Balor, but why not do it? There you go.
They do it for everybody else as much as you possibly can.
They did the same thing for Tegan Knox with talking about her injury,
which is great as well.
You know what was weird? Even though this is the same vignette that aired on NXT UK, for some odd reason I enjoyed it more watching it on NXT than I did in UK. I don't know why, but I did.
It's because UK is UK.
Yeah.
There you go.
Maybe because they're not gonna throw into a title program right away and ruin that. Then this was awesome. Rhea Ripley squashed Aaliyah.
Fucking murked her. Absolute murked this woman.
Yeah.
I loved it. And it wasn't if anybody, this is the best comparison I can make to it. Imagine watching a Dean Malenko match. Now imagine Dean Malenko as a sexy female who's like freaking 3 inches taller than Dean Malenko, throwing this woman into a freaking reverse cloverleaf over and over and over again until Aaliyah taps out. And that's just the ending spot.
Yes. That's one thing you talk about that they can be different from AEW, because AEW is really not doing short matches. This is one thing NXT can do that's, different from AEW.
Brandon Cutler, MJF.
True, but
this was no Brandon Cutler, MJF. This was so much better than that.
The match probably really is like a 3, but just because I love seeing Rhea Ripley destroy people, I gave it 3 3/4. It was awesome.
This is great. 3 3/4 squash.
That was great.
Oh, shit, this is fucking great.
Chris, your thoughts?
Fantastic.
And you didn't get to give your thoughts on the Tegan Knox and Finn Balor vignette, so you want to give your thoughts on those?
They're good.
Okay.
Anything WWE does is good in video production. Let's be honest.
Yeah, they're always really good at that.
And then we were supposed to have Breezango versus Everrise. I hate that tag team name, but
3.0 in the Indies for anyone who doesn't know.
And then the Forgotten Sons were like, "Stop forgetting us, you fucking pricks."
Yeah.
For the 856th time they've had to say that.
And then
that's gonna be my new thing. Every time they come out, that's the new team name now. Stop forgetting us, you fucking pricks.
Yeah, but they come out and
the time they attack someone you forgot about us. No, we didn't. Actually.
Jackson Riker though, I really wish they would just break him away from this group and just put the rocket ship up his ass because he's awesome.
Up his ass?
Why not?
Jesus Christ!
Come on, if. Said
that, I'm not too sure that'd be pretty painful.
Dude, that was like a it looked like a dildo. Do you remember on the Pro Wrestling Roundtable? It looked like a dildo full of change, and then he just interjects with, "Oh, I used to have one of those." That was that moment, just in a different context.
But, I guess and Breezango too. They came out dressed as construction workers.
That was hilarious.
I love
is this Heavy Machinery 2.0?
Yeah, dude. What they're doing is they're doing the whole YMCA gimmick now.
I loved Nigel's reaction to that too. That was awesome. Breezango. Instead, it's Breezango versus Wesley Blake and Steve Cutler. They have a really good match here. I thought Breezango looked good early. Fandango hits a wicked suicide dive through the ropes. And then Blake and Cutler get the heat, and then eventually Tyler Breeze makes the hot tag. However, Fandango gets taken out, and they hit the Memory Remains on Tyler Breeze for the win.
They ripped off fucking Metallica?
Yep.
To call their finisher, to name their finisher, they ripped off a Metallica song?
Yep.
Fuck, I wish I'd forgotten you now, you pricks.
I still thought the match was really good, but
it was a really good match. But come on,
yeah, I want to be Breezango to win.
Metallica like that.
I wanted Breezango to win too, but it didn't happen. I was sad. But I guess it makes sense because Forgotten Sons haven't won a match in a while. I don't even remember the last time they did win a match. So there you go.
Because you forgot about them, you fucking.
Yeah, I know. What were your thoughts on this, James?
You mean Chris?
Well, you didn't really give your
Go with
thoughts
Chris
on it.
first. Switch it up.
All right, Chris.
It was
what are your
good.
thoughts?
It was good.
Okay.
It's good. That's all I'm gonna say to everything. It's good.
It was
Everything
good.
was good.
It was actually really good.
Then we had a Keith Lee video package, and
Just
basically,
awesome.
yeah, he talks about facing Dominic Dijakovic, and I don't remember a lot of other things I ever said. But I didn't
It's
have.
okay.
Yeah.
Keith Lee is going to be a fucking star, by the way.
If
If they
he's
don't
not-
fuck him up, if they don't fuck him up on
Yeah.
the other product. Here though, he's going to be a major star. Like he's fucking great.
Yep.
Hello. Oh god damn it.
What?
You froze for a bit, but you're good. Continue.
Oh. Yeah, we had Boa versus Cameron Grimes, and we see Boa and the referee are distracted by something, but we don't know what it is. But Cameron Grimes uses this to an advantage to hit the double stomp right away, and we found out they were distracted by Killian Dane. So Cameron Grimes gets the win, but he immediately escapes because he doesn't want to deal with Killian Dane. And Killian Dane attacks Boa and beats the crap out of him, throws him on the announce table, and says, "This is just the beginning." And I love Nigel's call when he says, "If this is the beginning, I don't want to see the middle or the end." That was a good call. Good stuff.
I love Nigel and Morrow together. They're just so witty together.
Yeah.
Honest to God.
Chris, let me guess. It was good, right?
Yep.
Okay, there you go. All right, then we had then Cameron Grimes says that he left real quick because Killian Dane doesn't want any of him. We know the real. Huh?
Does anybody want any of Killian
He doesn't
Dane?
want any of that smoke.
Oh God! Don't remind me. That's all that fucker said. That's all he said. Ugh, it irked me because all he kept saying was that fucking line, and I wanted to punch him. That's all he said over and over and over and over again. It was. You know what? That's what made AEW better because I didn't have to fucking hear "We want to smoke" 15 times. Fuck.
You're gonna have to. We're gonna fight.
Then we had
I hated it. It's like because I know Wale is a better rapper.
Then we had Damian Priest, a vignette for Damian Priest, and he said that he took out Pete Dunne because he wants to make a name for himself and he wants to get the Ultra right into the bullseye. And Pete Dunne symbolically is the bullseye. So there you go. I liked it
The way you say it though sounds so uncool.
because I'm not cool. That's why. So
He's still Carlito Caribbean cool.
Spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
Hey, everyone will agree though. I'm cooler than. At least I'm not Seth Rollins trying to be cool. So.
Truth.
No, Seth Rollins is cooler than you.
Now I gotta, and now this show's over then, because if I can't even be cooler than Seth Rollins, I have no business doing the show. So, anyhow, then we had Roderick Strong versus Isaiah Swerve Scott.
This was a great match.
Yeah, I love Isaiah Swerve Scott. He got like most of the offense in this match. So, like he looked like a star. He had like a double stomp while Roderick Strong was on the apron, a super
He
kick.
had a really innovative moonsault too.
Yep.
I guess
But
the whole gimmick is he swerves you.
Yep. And, Roderick Strong had a really cool backbreaker. And I believe it was Nigel or Morinalo said that, name a wrestling move and Roderick Strong's going to find a way to
It was
turn it
Nigel.
into a
That was a
backbreaker.
Nigel call.
Eventually the rest of the Undisputed Era come out, and earlier we saw like that they did a thing backstage. I believe it was just them coming out to the ring. And Roderick Strong uses as a distraction, hits a high knee, hits a psycho knee, and then he hits the end of heartache into the stronghold. And Isaiah Swerve Scott taps out because his back hurts too much. So obviously that you don't want to break your back. So, Roderick Strong wins. This was another great match here. I gave it 4.25 stars. It was great.
That was great. Great job. Great job.
Phenomenal.
Then we have the talkie stuff. So first, Adam Cole gets on the mic and he says that nobody.
The talkie stuff.
Yeah, why not?
You
Is it
mean the promo?
Yeah,
Why is the talkie stuff?
because it was a lot. Because it was a lot. It was lawn, so I wanted to talk about the talkie stuff. So.
Oh, okay, sure.
They
So
do
Adam
love
Cole.
talkie. So I mean,
Is
so
it like
then,
a walkie-talkie?
Why not?
Yeah.
So then Adam Cole says that nobody can hold a candlestick to the Undisputed Era, but then the Velveteen Dream's music goes off, and he's like standing above that like structure that we see over the announce table at the NXT.
Can we get the old lights
also-
back for Velveteen Dream, please? I can't fucking see him.
But Velveteen Dream says that he wants a rematch for the North American Championship, and he says that everybody in the Undisputed Era was good except for Roderick Strong, which I like that line. And then he points out Roderick Strong laying on his couch with the championship, which I think
like
is like
Shawn Michaels, yes.
Yeah, which I think is like a legitimate Instagram pic if you go on.
It is. And then Dream photoshopped it to make him look like make it look like he had a tiny penis.
And they got around it because they put like that like red circle with the slash around it to make it look like so that way we wouldn't see it. So that's how they got around it. And Roderick Strong wants to get his hands on him because apparently if you make fun of a guy's dick size, it's game over. So then No One Will Survive music hit, Tommaso Ciampa. And,
This was so out of place. Can I say that?
It was still awesome though.
It was awesome, but why?
Yeah. And he gets into the ring. He has his crutch. He has a steel chair. And Tommaso Ciampa says, Goldie, Daddy's home. But I love this segment. I thought it was great.
It was a good segment, but like for me, it was like out of left field when Ciampa came out. Because I get it. Undisputed Era have a lot of enemies. But, like, you have Ciampa come out, and it's, like, a complete contrast to Velveteen. And Velveteen still has the purple light shining on him as Ciampa's making his way down to the ramp. And he's serious. And then you just have Dream just fucking dicking around on the stage.
Maybe he wants to dick around. Let him do what he wants.
He already dicked around with Roderick Strong's dick.
And...
Zinger.
This, but yeah, and they announced that not this week, but next week, Velveteen Dream's getting a rematch for the North American Championship. I know a lot of people are gonna yell at us saying there's not supposed to be any more rematch clauses. Well, in NXT there is, so there's nothing we can do about it. So,
and at least with NXT, they do it like not a fucking month later.
Yeah.
They wait a bit. I mean, I think this one's a month later, but it's still relatively a fresh matchup.
Yes.
They should do it 6 months later.
Then,
to prove a point.
Kathy Kelly's backstage, and she tries to interview Tommaso Ciampa, but Angel Garza wants to be interviewed instead. But
I love this segment. So yeah, he's like, "You waited for this guy? Are you kidding me?" He starts talking in Spanish, and then Ciampa just waylays Angel Garza, and then. Who was it? Kathy Kelly's like, Ciampa, what did he just say? And then Ciampa just nonchalantly is like, I have no idea. And then walks off. I'm like, Ciampa's the fucking best.
Now it's a match this week, so there you go.
That's how they build it. It's great.
I liked it. Then we had Dakota Kai versus Bianca Belair. Very good match here. Very competitive. Bianca Belair wins out of nowhere with the KOD. Made sense. And then afterwards, we forgot to mention earlier, Rhea Ripley said that she wants Shayna Baszler and she wants to go after her NXT Women's Championship. And Bianca Belair says the same thing. So, they're setting up a match between Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair, which I'm totally fine with. So there you go.
I'm actually looking forward to the match too.
Yeah.
It'll be a hell of a lot more competitive than Rhea Ripley and Aaliyah.
Yeah. And one thing we should mention, I think Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai are going to be a tag team because in the vignette we see like she was training with Dakota Kai, and we see like her and Dakota Kai are backstage. But might not even mean nothing because the women's tag team titles are apparently banned from NXT now. Like they've showed up once. So
oh, fuck's sake.
Yeah. Then Yeah, but Chris, your thoughts on the match between Bianca Belair and Dakota Kai?
It was good. It was good enough. I mean, it's all right.
Okay, good. So at least you changed it up this time.
I'm waiting to hear him just mark out and be like, "It was fantastic," like Billy May.
It's the worst I've ever seen.
Then we had a Dominic Dijakovic video package, and he just basically promotes the match more with Keith Lee. Can't wait for that. Then we had a video package for Pete Dunne. He doesn't really say a lot. He just says, that he made an impact right when he came to WWE, and he says that he's going to break Damian Priest's fingers. And, it's a match this week now. I actually want to see it. Damian Priest is probably going to win, but I really want Pete Dunne to win because I like him better, but that's not going to happen. So
I like Damian Priest, though, as a heel.
Oh, I do too. I just want Pete Dunne to win. So
just because you're a mark.
Yeah. All right. But Chris, what do you think of these vignettes? These nice.
Great.
Didn't see that one coming.
That was the best grade ever.
Then we had a match of the night. I don't know if it's match of the whole show and everything, even including AEW, but it depends on who you talk to. It's Kushida versus Walter. Now, Hell in a Cell main event, Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt, take notes, because this is how it's done.
Yes.
Because there was battle of the undefeated streak, and I was kind of thinking at first, why is the championship not on the line? But there was something bigger on the line, and that was the undefeated streak. That's bigger than the championships, than the title, I think, at the moment. And Kushida gets quick offense and hits a drop kick, and Walter falls out of the ring, and he's got to regroup himself. And then eventually Walter hits a wicked big boot, which knocks Kushida completely off his game. And he destroys Kushida throughout much of the matchup. Eventually Kushida makes a comeback, hits a wicked DDT when Walter went for the power bomb, and they both just start going back and forth with each other. Kushida continuously goes for the hoverboard lock. Kushida hit a wicked arm drag, and this is where I kind of criticize the commentary a bit. They didn't call it out how impressive it was, because that was impressive.
Yeah, I mean, he just lifted up a fucking dude like twice his fucking weight. Doing arm drag. Like, what are you doing?
Then we had a suicide dive through the ropes, and Walter hit the powerbomb the first time, and I was shocked as hell when Kushida kicked out of it. I'm like, wow, this guy kicked out of Walter's powerbomb. Then Kushida hit the hoverboard lock, and you think Walter's going to tap out, but he didn't. Then eventually Walter hit the powerbomb, got the win, and it makes sense for Walter to actually...
You're on there. He actually hit the powerbomb for a very close near fall, and then he picks up Kushida. Everybody thinks that Kushida has a chance, and he just crushes everybody's hopes and dreams, and he just waylays Kushida with this fucking clothesline from hell. JBL, sit the fuck down. Holy shit, this clothesline's amazing. Great finish. Love that. That's his finisher, because he does it the best out of anybody I've ever seen in wrestling history.
And afterwards, the rest of the members of Imperium come out and they stand on the ramp and they do their pose together. And a lot of people are going to complain that Kushida probably lost too early, but I don't think so. It made sense for Kushida to be the one to take the loss, because Walter shouldn't lose at all until he loses the title.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree.
Like I said, Hell in a Cell should have taken notes, because this is how you do a match where you don't want both guys to lose, but it benefits both people, because this match benefited Kushida and Walter. So there you go. And, I think they're building up something big with Imperium for War Games. I hope it's Undisputed Era versus Imperium in the War Games match. Or, maybe I heard rumors it's going to be like the Club versus, Undisputed Era. And with Finn Balor in NXT, he could say, I have a group of guys I can bring down here, and then you bring the OC down. You don't call them the OC in NXT. We don't call them that there. We're going to call them the Club. But we'll see. But this NXT, the match, by the way, itself was 4 3/4 stars. It was great stuff. Then the end, I'll just say the end real quick. Kathy Kelly just basically goes over the card for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, it was a lackluster ending compared to AEW Dynamite. I'm just gonna point it out. I'm sorry, but still a good show.
I gave it a. I'll give it a. I'm gonna give it an A, and I'm gonna give it a 96 out of 100.
95 out of 100 for me.
Yeah,
Chris,
95 out of 100.
There you go. All right, now on to NWA Powerrr.
All right, I'm gonna kick out here.
All right, sorry,
Okay.
Chris.
Well,
Yeah.
so Chris, before you leave, will we see you again for a time travel thing or no?
Probably not.
I don't know. Probably not.
Okay. Plug your stuff.
In the description.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay. Bye.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got NWA Powerrr and UK.
Yep. All right. So let's start with NWA Powerrr. So pretty much, NWA Powerrr. It was their first show on YouTube. They had like a big press conference. You had basically everyone that's a champion come out. You had James Storm come out and say something. You had Billy Corgan come out and say something. And you had the Wild Card come out and say stuff, basically promoting this show. You had Tim Storm. And then we had the show. Now, this basically was kind of how NWA used to be run, where it was in a studio. And it looked really cool. It was something, different that you really hadn't seen.
It was so old that it was new again, pretty much.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I really enjoy it.
Can we talk about the theme real quick?
Yeah, Into the Fire.
Quite honestly, the best intro theme in wrestling currently, and that includes every freaking theme in wrestling right now. That currently, like, this is the best intro theme ever.
Yep.
Well, at least right now is the best.
Yep. And it was great stuff. It showed like all of the main players that are gonna be in NWA, which I liked. And this episode, by the way, was called Tim Storm versus Nick Aldis 3, which we'll get into why in a second. And then
I think they understand by the term 3 that this is their third encounter.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
We had the commentary team, which was Jim Cornette and Joe Galley, which I did not expect Jim Cornette to be on commentary, honestly, for this show.
I did, because he loves NWA. If Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson are in NWA, Cornette's going to be there in a heartbeat.
But it was cool. The commentary team was fairly good.
One complaint, and I'm sure you had this complaint too, and I already commented this on one of their videos. Make the commentary slightly a little louder and make the in-ring stuff slightly a little lower, because the imbalance is ridiculous. I can't hear the commentary. I can't hear Jim Cornette promote the stuff throughout the night. I can't hear Joe Galley at all.
Yeah. Joe Galley too, it didn't really seem like he had a lot to bring to the table, because Cornette seemed like he was doing the play-by-play more so than he was, and I think it's supposed to be him.
Yeah, Galley is Galley's an absolute rookie compared to him, and always has been. Honestly, I don't know what.
I mean, this is my.
He's not terrible, but he's like an early Vic Joseph, isn't he? Except he's been doing this longer than Vic.
Yeah. Okay. So then one complaint. And maybe you have, I don't know if you're going to have this complaint, but since this was my first time watching, they didn't really do a good enough job, like, really introducing me to everybody, like AEW did when I first watched their show. I thought, like, they just kind of went, they didn't tell, like, for example, the Dawsons have a match. They didn't tell me anything about them, really. So,
you know what? They very well might have on commentary.
But I couldn't hear it.
Fucking hear it. So that's another thing. You guys got to fix that.
And I know this is going to be a little bit of a complaint. This is just me being. It kind of feels like Impact Reject City in a way, because everyone that's the champion, and everyone that we've seen featured is a former Impact star. They got to make their own stars. But like I said, maybe that's going to come eventually.
It's underneath the blanket on the couch. Sorry. Huh?
Yeah.
It's underneath the black blanket. Because I accidentally unplugged it last night. I couldn't see. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
Yeah, but it felt like everyone kind of was like a past Impact star that was on this show. James Storm, Bram, who is wrestling under his real name, which I'm looking up right now.
Although I don't hate it. I can't say I hate it though, to be honest. Can I be honest with that?
I don't hate it.
It's like I don't know. It feels like a more natural environment for them, and they're not having bullshit. Like TNA was giving them. So there's that.
So we had but I like the crowd though. How it was like a studio crowd. You could actually really hear the crowd like clapping and everything. That was cool.
Yeah,
and the first thing we see is David Marcus was interviewing Nick Aldis.
David Marcus is awesome.
Yep. And Nick Aldis pretty much hypes up the main event. He basically says that he's going to beat Tim Storm, and we found out that if Tim Storm loses, he never gets a shot at the World Championship ever again. And he says that he's the face of NWA, and he's going to prove it in the main event tonight. Great stuff. Nick Aldis was awesome here. And he said that he's been the champion for 365 days. I thought it was kind of cool, too, when they were showing, like, him winning the title. They showed it at all. They showed, like, the All-In match and stuff. That was kind of cool. So, there you go.
It's awesome, like, that they're... And he's putting over the NWA huge, like, and he's putting over the 10 pounds of gold huge. It's great stuff.
What do you think of this, though?
100% thumbs up.
Yep.
Nick Aldis really did his job here, and he's great as the world champ.
Yep.
Oh, good on you, Aldis.
And I think he's supposed to be a heel, but there was some moments where he came off as a babyface on the show.
He was that, yeah. It's very AEW-esque in that way.
Yeah.
Oh, defined heels or babyfaces quite yet, which is great. Because
all the promos, because I watched like the sneak peek unscripted. They just go out there and say whatever they want to say.
I love it.
So
absolutely love it. Then
we had the first match, and this isn't. They don't have entrances. They were just in the ring, which is like the old NWA style. It's the Dawsons versus Sal Reno and Billy Buck. But the Dawsons absolutely squashed these guys.
It's a squash match.
Yeah.
So this can only get 2.5 stars.
I give it 2 3/4 because I thought the Dawsons looked like such badasses.
Yeah, 2.5. It was good. They went 2.5 for me. But yeah, I enjoyed this. It was still a fine squash match.
And they went with like a double power slam combination, which was cool. And afterwards, the Dawsons go like they have like a booth where they get interviewed each time, and they go and say they're gonna take the tag team division by storm, and they're gonna win the tag team titles at some point. So there you go.
Tim Storm or James Storm?
We'll get into that in a second. Then I had an Austin Idol commercial. I don't know I think it was supposed to be
hysterical.
Because I think this is a wrestler that promoted, I believe, right? Or was this an
Yes. He runs his own school for wrestling, yes. And it was so amateurly. I think it was on purpose.
Yeah,
supposed to look retro and amateur hour-esque. So, this was fucking hilarious. I encourage everybody to watch this ad. This is a fucking hoot.
Then Joey Gala interviews Eli Drake. This was awesome.
Oh my gosh. Again, just Eli Drake, you forget how good he is on the mic, man. Like, you know how good he is as an athlete, as a wrestler, but man, when he talks on that mic, there's like he's a cut above the rest already.
I wish him and MJF were in the same company because that would be an awesome tag.
God, that'd be the perfect heel face dynamic. Yeah. Eli Drake is just great.
But he talks about how he's here to make NWA big league, and he said that he's gonna win whoever has a championship except Allison Kay because she can't win that belt. You better watch out because I'm winning that belt, and that's not that's just a fact of life. He basically says his catchphrase. It was awesome.
He also said when you there's a difference here when I come here than anywhere else I've gone. When you come to the NWA, you got grown men. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Damn, he likes men. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I guess so. Then we had Eli Drake versus Caleb Conley. I believe I've seen him in either Impact or NXT, or maybe both, because Caleb Conley I remember seeing wrestle before.
This was good. This was a good TV match, but it was more of a showcase for Eli Drake. This was a 3-star. This was actually really good.
I actually thought Caleb Conley actually proved himself in this match. He actually was kind of hitting. I mean, he didn't. It was more of an Eli Drake showcase, but he even showcased himself as well.
Yeah, he did really well. And he didn't get himself too bad. It wasn't too bad, you know.
Yeah, Eli Drake wins with the gravy train or gravy boat. I forget which, what vehicle. But I think it's like gravy boat because that makes more sense.
Going off the rails on the gravy train.
Yeah.
To KFC.
And we should say these matches aren't matches you're going to see like in AEW and WWE. This is like an old school type matches. You're not seeing people doing suicide dives or like 360s out of the ring. It's nice old school stuff, and I think that's where the NWA is going to differentiate themselves from like AEW or WWE because their in-ring style is going to be different. So I like that.
Which is good.
Yeah. But good stuff by Eli Drake. I definitely think I think he should be the one to take the title from Nick Aldis, but it probably has to be a babyface because Nick Aldis is supposed to be, I think, a heel. But I would like to see it be Eli Drake, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Then it shows the build-up for the NWA World Championship match. It shows Tim Storm winning his first title. He talks about like what it meant to him. We found out he was like a school teacher. He's a family man. He's like 73 years old. His mom's still alive at 93.
That's 73. There's no way he's 73. He's 53.
Oh, they said he's 73, I thought. He said he won his first world title at 53, but he's 73.
That's nuts if he's 73. He looks like he's 53.
So do we got to look this up?
Yeah, we got to look this up. There's no way he can be 73. He's got to be 53. Or at least 55 now. I think he has to be 55.
Oh, wait, 54. He's 54.
Okay, so somewhere in the middle.
So, I
would have been like, why is everybody in the NWA finding the fountain of youth and not sharing?
I was about to say that they definitely said 73 somewhere in there. Maybe he won the title in 73 or something.
I don't know, probably.
Yeah, he talks about how he's a good family man. He said something that made me laugh, and it's nothing against them. He said that in his opinion, Nick Aldis is the best world champion today, and I just laughed at that because I can't agree with that. I know it's supposed to be kayfabe and stuff, but with Chris Jericho and Adam Cole and Walter doing all their things, I'm sorry, I couldn't take that seriously. I'm sorry. I know I got to take the hat off, but I couldn't take that seriously with all the stuff that Chris Jericho's doing. I couldn't take it seriously.
Yeah.
Then it shows Nick Aldis winning the title from him, and then it shows from Championship Hollywood, which we're gonna have to start watching that now because it seems like those storylines will carry over to here. So that's another logo you got to put in the intro now.
Well, are they still continuing Championship from Hollywood on NWA?
Yeah.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll put it in later.
And it shows Nick Aldis. It shows them setting up the match between Nick Aldis and Tim Storm. So good build-up package. I actually enjoyed it. And Joe Kufis calls out Tim Storm. At least we think so, anyways.
He's obviously the weasel heel, but
yeah,
I can't stand him. I don't know what it is, but that's go away heat for me.
Do you want to talk about this?
He sucked, honestly.
Yeah. He continuously calls out Storm, and he doesn't say Tim Storm. So I instantly saw where this was going, knowing James Storm was on this show in some capacity. But James Storm actually comes out, and he said, what title does he have in the show? The national.
The national championship, which is their secondary title.
And I know it's kind of weird for me to see James Storm in another promotion, because he's been in Impact for like so long. It's so weird for me.
I know, it's weird.
Yeah, but he says that he cuts an awesome promo on him, and I forgot how good James Storm was because I haven't seen him wrestle since I think 2015, maybe 2016, probably 2016 actually.
2016.
And yeah. James Storm basically says that there's all these wrestlers that want to get into this business, but end up, falling flat on their face, and I have to like pick up the pieces. And they go on, and James Storm and him brawl. It was a pretty entertaining brawl, and
that's another thing. Eddie Kingston and Homicide are on there.
Yep, I was getting
great UW. I could not believe UWF guys are on the NWA reboot.
Yep. So there's a brawl, and I'll just kind of cut it now since it ties in. Later on in the night, we see them brawl out, and it turns into a match. And James Storm just hits the last call super kick immediately and wins, and then he just continuously beats the crap out of this guy and hits another last call super kick. Entertaining stuff. I like to see James Storm look strong, and it's good stuff. So can't complain. I hope they don't see this guy ever again though, because he's not good.
Yeah, he's jobber. He's jobber territory if you ever show him again.
Yeah. Then we had the Wild Cards versus Danny White and Mims. Mims.
This was another squash for Bram and company basically.
The Wild Cards win. They pin them Ascension style too, which was cool. They're the tag team champions on this show. They talk about how they're going to destroy everyone in the tag team division. I honestly too didn't realize this was Bram until we did the interview itself.
Yeah, because he looks so different now. Holy shit.
And they say they're the best tag team.
Still drunk as ever, by the way.
Huh?
Still drunk as ever, by the way. You can tell by his voice.
Yeah. And they talk about how they're the best tag team in the world. Which you could say that's laughable, but they're heels, so they can get away with that. And Eddie Kingston comes out, and this is kind of cool because they have history from the DDC and Impact. And they say you think of the best tag team in the world, and basically challenges them to a fight. And he even drops the Bram name, which was awesome. Then Homicide comes out, and it looks like they're setting up a tag title match between the Wild Card and Homicide and
I'm looking forward to this just because Eddie Kingston's involved, and I love Eddie Kingston.
I've actually never seen him wrestle before because he was only in that time in Impact when I didn't want to watch it. So
True.
There you go. Then we had the main event, not the show. So you're not Chris, so you would stay anyways, but you don't have to go sleep. But it's the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship match. NWA World's Heavyweight Champion Nick Aldis with Camille versus Tim Storm. Before the match,
this was awesome. Love it.
Yeah, awesome stuff. Tim Storm gets interviewed and talks about how he has to win the championship because this is it. This is his last chance. Tim Storm destroys Nick Aldis throughout the beginning portions of this matchup, throws him into the post, throws him into the steps. Then eventually Camille causes a distraction, and Nick Aldis throws Tim Storm into the post, and he dominates Tim Storm. He hits a fisherman's suplex, and Nick Aldis hits a wicked axe handle smash, and eventually Tim Storm starts him on a comeback. And I actually like the story element where Tim Storm cheats in this match. And I was first thinking, is this going to be a heel turn? But it actually wasn't a heel turn. That was the genius.
He was just so desperate to make sure he had the belt.
Yep. And then afterwards, Nick Aldis gets him into the cloverleaf, but Tim Storm gets to the ropes. And eventually, he inadvertently bumps into Camille. And he hits a crossbody. But Nick Aldis kicks out. Then Nick Aldis out of nowhere gets a roll-up on Tim Storm, and he loses. And I actually thought this was actually a good way to utilize the roll-up finish because the fact that like he lost via a roll up his last world title match, and he has to like let it soak in. That like I feel like losing off a roll up was the perfect way to end this match. 4 stars. This was a great match.
Yeah, I loved it. Loved it. Tim Storm looks awesome here, and I feel like he's always gotten so shit, especially when the NWA, like he won that belt when NWA was at its lowest period. And I remember everyone gave him shit, and like he proved something here, like he had a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah,
he did great here. Yeah, honest to God, he could go for like another 2 years if he wanted to. I hope to see more of Tim Storm.
yeah. I definitely think they're gonna do something where he is gonna get another title match. Maybe not necessarily against Nick Aldis, but I feel like they're definitely gonna. He's not gonna. This is definitely not gonna be his last world title match. I don't think so.
Little recommendation: adopt the F5.
Oh, what, him?
Yeah,
Why not?
Perfect Storm, and have the F5 too.
Yep. And then afterwards, Nick Aldis does a promo. He puts him over pretty much, which I actually thought he was going to do a heel promo on him, but he didn't. And afterwards, he kind of goes back into like a heel status because he asked Camille if like she's okay, and Nick Aldis is just talking over her. So there's I like that. And that was basically the end of the show.
That part I didn't, but I think that's the whole point.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just something about like a man talking over the woman when the woman's being asked a question. Just that part of the old school wrestling can that die in a fire. It's fine if that's the angle you're going with for Aldis, but don't do it with everybody.
Yeah. I kind of wish Aldis had just cut a heel promo on him a little bit.
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with the way he did it. The two have way too much respect for each other. That was an emotional moment between the two.
I thought though this was a fantastic show.
Yeah,
nice.
A+. This is the second best show of the week, to be honest.
Yeah.
So
now, can this be successful long term? We're gonna have to wait and see because I honestly think they should.
They need to go on TV for it to be long term, even if it's like Access or something similar to that, because they need a TV deal if they're gonna do this.
And what's his name?
Billy Corgan.
Billy Corgan. I don't know why I said Joe Coffey. That doesn't even make any sense. I think he should get partnerships going either with Impact or AEW, just because that would.
Ring of Honor. I think not AEW really, because I think Jim would leave if you do that.
Yeah.
But Impact, yes.
Well, I don't think he said he wants to do Impact because of what happened.
True. Okay, so yeah, Ring of Honor then.
Yeah, definitely. But that would help our wage too.
Yeah, they need it. They really need it.
Oh yeah, that was Power. Now let's do UK.
All right, we're gonna be quick about this. Let's try to do this in 5 minutes because I gotta go quick.
You want to just talk about it quick because you can.
Yeah. What's the first match?
All right, so it's NXT UK for October 3rd, 2019, episode 63 or 64. And we had a new commentary team, Nigel McGuinness and Tom Phillips, since Vic Joseph is basically too busy doing the main roster. Let's just say this: Tom Phillips sounded the best he's ever had on commentary since I think
since he left Vince's ear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then what's next?
All right, so run this down quick: The Hunt versus Pretty Deadly.
Well, I know who wins this. Hunt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Simple, self-explanatory squash match. We're not going to do star ratings because this is a.
Yeah.
Okay.
And afterwards, Alexander Wolf, Fabian Eichner, and Marcel Bartel attack the Hunt. So they're setting up a feud there. So there you go.
Oh, there you go. Cool.
Ilya Dragunov vignette. He's going to be turning on Thursday.
Join the Imperium.
Jack Stars versus Jordan Devlin.
Jack Stars is hilarious. So Jobber-esque. Jordan Devlin proves to be fucking great every time.
They actually had a little bit of a competitive match too.
Yeah, he did great.
Yeah, and afterwards, Jordan Devlin talks shit to basically the whole locker room, and Dave Mastiff comes out, which I was kind of confused about because I thought they set up a feud with him and Tyler Bate, but I guess they kind of forgot about that, or maybe they're saving that.
It's called NXT UK. It doesn't make any sense, which is, by the way, why I don't want to see another NXT show base.
Yeah.
Please.
And Dave Mastiff says, invites Jordan Devlin to have a match with him, but he walks.
No, please don't.
Then it's Dave Mastiff versus Kenny Williams. This match wasn't all that good, and Dave Mastiff won. This match was nowhere near the match they had at the Download Festival in the first.
Yeah, it's not even close.
And then Zaya Brookside's backstage, and this is used to set up a match between her and Nina Samuels. I didn't really think it was all that interesting.
Because Nina Samuels, she's not that good.
Yeah, her character's not that good either.
Yeah, no.
Zaya Brookside is good. It's just, yeah. Then we had Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster cut a promo. They basically used this to set up the NXT UK tag title match next week, which is this Thursday, between them and Gallus, being Wolfgang and Mark Coffey. This was fine. I didn't really think it was necessary, but it was fine. But yeah. I have a feeling Gallus is losing, so I don't really care.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, the only reason I'm okay with it is because if they put the titles on Imperium, but then why are we sacrificing Gallus?
Yeah, again, don't understand it. Never will.
Yep. Noam Dar gets interviewed, and Trent Seven comes up, and there's a lot of yelling. And if you go to Chris' house, he doesn't like yelling, so they would be kicked out of his house. So there you go. This is setting up a match, not this Thursday, but next Thursday. And I don't really have any interest in it because, the match probably will be good, but I don't know. Not really into this feud. Then Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster are backstage, and Grizzled Young Vets come in and say they want their titles back, and say we're gonna be watching the match next week, and then that's it.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And then this reminded me, Grizzled Young Veterans was supposed to face Ashton Smith in a mystery post.
Yeah, what happened to that?
Yeah. Unless that was weird.
Dude, ever since the whole NXT and USA thing, NXT UK has suffered greatly.
Then, by the way, this was the first tape, and since that, they didn't talk about how Imperium's shown up on NXT or any of that, so that was stupid. Rhea Ripley. Let's talk about that. Piper Niven versus Jazzy Gabba with Jimmy.
Oh, I hated this.
Yeah, not that good.
What the fuck are you doing having Piper Niven beat Jazzy?
Yeah.
Why?
Rhea Ripley
should be a killer.
Rhea Ripley interfered. And like I said, they talked about, they're like, we haven't seen Rhea Ripley in a while, even though she had been on NXT prior to this, and you can't say, well, they taped this show. They taped this show a little after she had been on NXT, so don't even. That's insulting the fans' intelligence right there. Yeah. Not good. And yeah, might as well just take Jazzy Gabba off the show now, because they just ruin her.
Jesus fucking Christ, bro.
Yeah. And
with Imperium, if you want to salvage her in any way, honest to God, was so stupid that they had her lose her first television match.
This show
75. It was another average show to me. It was 75 out of 100.
It was okay. It started out good, and then it just
tapered off into okay.
Yeah, after the Dave Mastiff match, that's when it fell off a cliff. They need to just merge this brand with NXT, because it's not it can't survive.
It's not sustainable. Just let the indie companies that are already thriving, like ICW and Progress, be your developmental territories, because NXT is not a developmental brand anymore. It simply can't be. That model won't work. It just won't.
And if you want to keep the UK title, just make it a part of NXT.
NXT, honest to God, I would not complain.
Yeah.
Merge everything else. Literally everything else can go.
Yeah. All right, that's it. That's the end of the show. I have to eat dinner, so I'm probably gonna.
Yeah, well, you know what? We'll plug our stuff very, very quickly here. You guys can find me on YouTube, youtube.com/user/J-Hebert95. That's all in the description. Indie Force coming out. Don't know when you, me, It might be you, me, Mike, Nikos, and Casey. But if Casey can't make it, at least we have 4 people. I don't know. But yeah, check that out. It's gonna be there. I don't know what we're talking about yet. Still have to make the list. Also, check out Weymouth Youth Wrestling, youtube.com/user/WYW Pride. Also, follow me on Twitter at J-Hebert95. All the links in the description.
And I have to remember to send you, I think, 3 of the videos that we recorded. So there you go.
Yeah, that's fine.
Then, yeah, for me, this channel, this, I believe tomorrow or Friday will be the last main roster talk until the Royal Rumble. So, you better watch that video and salvage that. So,
Right. So, we're using the intro without the Raw and SmackDown shit.
After this week, yeah.
Okay.
And then, yeah, check out CM Brothers and.
Well, we didn't talk about Raw and SmackDown this week, so should we use the other intro?
Yeah, use the one with the Raw and the SmackDown crossed out.
Well, if we're going to use the one with the Raw and SmackDown crossed out, you're still talking about it. There's just caution tape.
Yeah.
That was the whole gimmick.
Yeah.
So I'll do it for next week, and then this week will be without the Raw and SmackDown logos.
And then, also check out Owen Talking and CM Brothers. That's legit, guys, and I can't stop recording because you're the one recording.
Alright, bye everyone. Noah's catchphrase, something. Have a good night, folks. And then he winks and shit.
Take that work week off, 5 days in the bucket. Fuck it, you got a boss who's a jerk who doesn't. Throw on some Wu-Tang, bring the motherfucking ruckus. There is no pretext. We are living and we love it on a budget. Never mind, we just nudge it to the side. Give the kids a little time. We are living till we die. Focused and we hustle, but we still be getting high. No exception to the rule. Do what you do to get by. Cause I keep ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my